spooky?
I have to let people know that I'm recording whenever I record stuff because I have other people here.
I understand completely. I was like, Nubia has a chill pill in her system. She'll be fine, or you're good. Should no be no hope. She already is in her nap. You look so crazy right now. If you're comfortable there, I'm happy.
God, should I change my background? Should I have a background? See if it'll look
This is.
good.
It's only because my laundry's right there. Just didn't feel
No,
like
you're
moving.
good.
I didn't feel like moving
I'm
anything.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get my PC moved. I guess just to my room.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's in like a shared space right now, which usually isn't an issue. But like I said, when after record, I kind of
Respect. I understand.
gotta kick people out. These background. Oh my God, I didn't even know you could do these.
Yeah, but so you can't put them. This is from Discord. I'm doing this through Discord. Oh,
Let's see
that's
this one.
interesting. Okay.
Is it?
That's it. Oh
Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
a
yeah. That's
decent.
a
It
whole
fits.
little moment, and it matches the background I'm using right now, which is crazy that you chose that organically. All right. So before we go, as I always, I try to tell everybody this before the show because I don't want y'all to feel. Excuse me, gender role. That was kind of stupid to do before recording. I don't want you to feel like you have to be somebody. You don't have to not say pretend. You don't have to be entertaining if you don't want to be. If you just want to talk like it's this is normally just a conversation between me and you. If it's too much, just
Mhm.
say so. If you want to end recording, just let me know. I your friendship means more to me than the video. Period. If you say
Sounds
something and
good.
then like afterwards you want me to cut it out, that's fine. Forgetting one more line. There's one more thing I said. Oh, and if you need to stop and pee or something, let me know. That's fine.
Sounds
That's what
good.
video editing is for. Okay. Um. Also, do you have anything you want to talk about in particular, or do you?
um,
Really and truly, I just start asking questions and see where my heart goes. Normally,
not
I'll
that I
have like a thousand
can.
questions, but then
um,
you call me on a nap day.
no, you know me. I'm an avid
King of the
advocate for
naps.
naps. I mean, nothing I can think of. I mean, I like music. I like movies. I like makeup, fragrances.
You do love a good fragrance. I'm
But
not
nothing in
mad.
particular that I can think of.
Yeah, I'm not changing wigs. You be dedicated to it. It's fine. Ugh. It's still wet. That's why it's driving me nuts. I'm like, it's touching me. All right. Let me see. Let me find my. Because I figured out a way to record while I listen to like a loop music. All right. Oh Lord, they didn't rate it somewhere. I don't even know where I am. Two. Okay, Prince. You moved my damn the tape I like. It's not picking up. Look at God. Okay. All right. Are you ready, honey bun?
I am.
Okay. All
I'm
right. Okay.
nervous, but I'm ready.
Don't be. I don't want you to feel nervous. I
I'm
can
not,
tell
not
you're
like in
feeling.
a
No, I know.
in
It's
like a
normally
bad
like
way. Just
I am not trying to trigger nobody's anxiety.
no,
No.
you're good. I'm excited. It's
Okay.
just
Why I don't put this in a smaller thing, even though it's at the bottom, I'll never know. Okay. Push the button. God damn it. Why do I touch things right before I push record? Okay. My favorite part is I don't have really good like segues into the entrance because I'm awkward. So then I have to like start a conversation to transition
Hmm.
into. And so every episode starts with me saying something random. I think somebody's episode is like, and then I put the whole bag of jelly beans and I'm like, welcome to Tomorrow Thoughts. My name is Alex, but you know me as Mel. And I'm here with my friend Cam. That's you.
That is me.
That is you. You know what? Usually, would you like to introduce yourself, or would you like to hear how? I've been watching Shannon Sharp's podcast, and you'll like
Hmm.
go through this whole list of accolades, and the person's just standing there like, how the fuck do you know that? Would you prefer me? Would you like me to introduce you, or you got it?
Um, you can.
Okay. This is one of my absolute favorite people to play video games with. This is my other shooter. Can't be my main shooter because then Kage gonna get jealous. But you are definitely my go-to player two in a lot of situations. You beat Darrow out on a couple games. Like if I'm playing COD, I'm going for you over Darrow any
Thank you.
day. But no, you're like literally one of my favorite player twos. Most times if I see a game that I can hop on and I can play, I'm definitely gonna play if it's you involved. You are an amazing person. You are very creative. You're an outstanding artist in all works that make you you, down to your own fashion, down to how you dress others. Even the way that you speak is artistic as hell, and I love it. Like everything you touch has your touch on it. It's really Renaissance everywhere you go. Similar to your favorite person, well, one of your favorite people, Beyonce, but like you very much are
Yes.
the Beyonce of the group, and we all just accept it. We're all just accepting that we're like Michelle and Kelly at this point. No Lativius. But yeah, that's how I would describe it. But how would you give you a little 3 word definition of yourself?
Three-word definition.
I find it's easier to do
Um,
3 than say like 2,
I
where you can
guess,
say and.
let's say creative.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a word, but it's like weird because I am social, and I would say I'm a people person, but also like I'm equally introverted in a way. Like,
You're on the scene, but you're not always talking.
yeah, like I'm quiet, but I'm around and I enjoy people's presence. Um and creative,
Creative, socially. I'm gonna put socially slash
socially
introverted as a
creative.
slash.
3 words. Oh my god, that's hard.
Oh yeah, they used to put me in charge of what's it called? Those icebreakers. I'm gonna make you talk. Oh, you
um
shy? Oh, you gonna talk today?
and just oh my god, there's like what's the word? It's like right at the tip of my tongue. Oh my god, I can't think of the third one. So hard.
I know. That's the point. Then now you find out it's
What's
actually
the
a
third
quiz game
one?
show.
Oh
it's
my
it's
gosh.
nothing but brain puzzles.
No, it is. It's got my brain working. Um,
I wish. They would fire me. I'd be giving the answers away. But I didn't get it either. It was actually Magna Carta.
creative,
Porque los nuestros.
socially introverted,
Okay.
and
I have one, but I can't give you the answer. Caffeinated.
definitely caffeinated.
If we ever did like a house of espressos, you have to be in
Sounds good. No, I'm down. I'm down.
it. That would be so fun.
And it's weird because it's like a similar vibe to like the introverted, socially introverted part,
Hmm.
where I feel like I am very, you know what? I just thought it expressive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
expressive.
You
That's
are.
that kind of gave me the answer right there.
Espresso, expressive, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, expressive.
Expressive
I think
espressos.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, I think I that just kind of connects to that part of me where I am very open, to talking about the things that I enjoy, and I'm very proud of that. And I like talking about the things that make me happy. And so I think I would put that in the expressive
I like that. That's
part.
not the typical way that somebody would describe themselves, so I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I met Kim through of all places. I feel like it's funny that I realize more how much people are around, and it sounds so crazy to say this. When I saw my Who's Next episode and I like watched it back, and then I looked at the chat, and then I read the names, and I was like, oh, that person comes to my streams. Never pieced together this that you knew me through this. Like I'm just, but I think I watched my
Yeah.
Who's Next episode, and I was like, oh, Cam, the Apex guy. Yeah, yeah, I see him around. Yeah, okay. And then I think your episode was before mine, so then I was like, okay, right? Yeah, you were before me. You're like, because Mod was before us. Yeah, because you were like the first one, weren't you? Of
I
Mountain
was the
People.
third one. It was Josh, Danny, then me.
The way my brain
And
goes.
then it was Felix Wind after me.
I was like, it hit me harder that I was like, okay, I know Cam in the ring, and I was like, Cam will always vote on us. He'll always bet on us, and I'm like, okay, we fucks with Cam. Cam never has any beef with us. We love this, and then it just kind of hit me harder, like, oh, these people actually realize like you're a separate person than the person on camera slash in the ring. But you were the first people that like actually was like, okay, I see you, individual. Hello, how are you? Come sit with us. Come sit right here. You're gonna be wedged between me and Darrow. Also, you don't sleep,
Yes.
which probably amplified the trajectory of this friendship phenomenally because I don't. And even when I do, I don't
Right.
sleep for long.
Right. No, I'm up at super late hours of the night, and so I think those people who are also up with me at those hours, I just, I hold
It's
on to them.
it's literally like an underground village of people who don't sleep, like that are wide awake after 2, and I love that.
Right.
It's even when there are days where I'm like, oh, I can't sleep. I'm getting up. Let me find out where Cam is. Let me see where Cam's hanging out today. Okay, I'm gonna go over there. Like
Yeah, I'm somewhere usually.
usually, and I was like, and then there are days where I'm like, hopefully he sleeps. There's or like when I would get up for work and I'm getting up at 4 in the morning and I'm looking at a Discord and I'm like, I used to be one of them. Not going to work right now. Okay, so you play video games,
I
but
do.
what would if you had to choose between always playing shooter games versus playing open world simulators? Which one would you choose? I know I'm good with these questions.
Mm, I want to say I want to say shooters. Yeah, I think I'd say shooters. I feel like for me, they're, just usually easier and, quicker to, play. I can hop on real quick, play around or 100, whatever I wanted to. And I feel like with like open world simulators and stuff and like the life simulation games that I enjoy and stuff like that, like they're if I were to go on those and play for like 10 minutes compared to like a shooter,
Less has happened.
it yeah, less, because it's like one sim day is like, like I don't know
15
how long
minutes.
an actual
Yeah.
sim day is, but yeah, 15 minutes or so. And okay, you get one day in Sims,
Versus,
barely anything happened.
yeah.
Like, but you get one full game of, a shooter. It's like, okay, you get a few kills and I can hop off.
More's happened. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's yeah. Because I also think in my mind it also applies to like what kind of shooters. Like if it's a lobby of less than 30 people versus like those mass ones like Fortnite and stuff. I would have to choose a what's it called, a small lobby versus a big lobby, because
Mm-hmm.
especially like the versions of games where it's like you die and then you have to wait until everyone else dies. I'd be so out of it. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a bathroom break. I don't care
Right.
about how everybody else is shooting and surviving. Or unless I see somebody who's like surviving by hiding, that's gonna keep me. I'm like, that's my
Right.
tribe of people right there, the hiders in the shooter games. Oh, you're a bush in Fortnite? I would do the same thing.
Right. And I think if we were to go into, the more sub sector of shooters, like Battle Royale versus like just the team-based shooters like
Mm-hmm.
just, 6v6 COD or Overwatch, I would say I think like Battle Royales, will always have my heart in a way.
You trying to get on that gold bus?
Um, yeah, like, Apex, Fortnite, um, but obviously especially Apex, like that was like my day one, and that's kind of what I would say introduced me to gaming. And like no matter, what state that game has been in, for me, whether it was, at the peak of me playing, at the like I want to say beginning of 2020, like right when, we went into the pandemic, and
Mm-hmm.
since, none of us were doing anything,
Oh Lord.
I've just discovered this game, about a year prior, played it pretty regularly, never really spent money on it for that first year of playing.
Proud of
And
you.
then and then about that first year goes by and then season 5 comes out, and it just from then it was like I played it every day, like every day for like probably at least 2 years. And like for long, pretty, long periods of time,
Believe you.
all the
Oh,
time, and
I
I just
definitely believe you.
never, yeah, I just never got bored. Like, and obviously compared to now, I don't play at that same level. I still play,
Oh yeah, I see you.
but not,
Famous play.
but not at the same level. And thank God, but
It's
but
like at this
also
point I
I
work
don't,
for the company.
but also I don't regret it. Like it was just my thing. It's what made me comfortable, and it was quite literally my comfort game at the time. And um, I would wake up, play Apex, go to work, miss playing Apex, get home,
Not you
play
were going through
Apex. Like
withdrawals. Oh no.
no, I loved that game for so long. And so I think just battle royales for that reason will always kind of have that kind of soft spot and when it comes to FPS. But I enjoy, the quick, fast pace like COD every now and then, and the hero-based shooters like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals. Um, but there is always, I think, battle royales always feel rewarding,
I understand
and
that.
you have to be the last one alive, and so I think there is that
Like bragging
excitement in that
rights.
sense. Um, yeah. So
Small intersection. Where were you working?
I was working at a theme park at that time.
You know, makes
Very,
sense.
very, very long hours. Very long hours.
Were you like open to close?
Yeah, like 12-hour shifts just
Oh,
about every day,
oh no.
for a few years. I worked there for quite some time, and yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, well, yeah. Ooh. I was like, is Florida humid or y'all have dry heat?
Oh, no,
Humid, right?
it's humid, hot,
Hot,
and I worked
sticky, and wet.
outside.
Oh no. That's what I kept
And it
thinking. I'm
was
like, because we had Astroworld and our Astroworld is no longer with us. I miss it so much. But like I just remember being a kid going there and being looking at the workers like, thank you for your sacrifice.
yeah.
Please give me this $12 drink. Oh no. Well, you know what? Okay. I'm not gonna ask you missed that job, but were
I
you at one with roller coasters?
yeah,
Were you
yeah.
you're a roller coaster person?
I am a I love roller coasters.
Do you have a favorite?
There was um
In general, it doesn't have to be the one that you worked at. Just
no, yeah, you're good.
me and Daryl had a whole stream about our favorite roller coasters.
Favorite?
I don't even think I know the name of mine anymore. They changed it so many times.
There's this one. It's called Cheetah Hunt. It's at Busch Gardens in Tampa, and
Goes to
that
Google.
one is that one's pretty fun. It's like a pretty long ride,
Ooh.
and that one's pretty fun. I think
Oh, this
that
looks
one's definitely
good.
up there. Um, I also love Space Mountain at Disney. That is a classic.
Love a classic. Oh, it's green.
Um,
Oh, this looks fun.
Also Guardians of the Galaxy also at Disney at Epcot. That one's fairly new, and that one's really exciting. There was a time period, um, I want to say around 2021 to 20 late 23, I want to say. Um, for some reason around that time period, I could not go on roller coasters. I was so anxious before I would, go on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. Around that time period though, I was getting pretty bad like heart palpitations for some reason.
Ah, yeah.
And so I think just mentally, like my brain was just like
You can't take
coming
this
up with
assignment.
like the
Yeah.
most yeah, like you'll have a heart attack, like
I know,
and
I get
I
it.
just could not get out of my head about it for some reason. And I think weirdly deep down I knew I'd be okay, but just,
Your body was
the
just like, nah,
anxiety
nah,
just
man.
would not let me. And so but eventually like I was just, I don't know, just randomly able to go on it. And my first coaster back, being able to go on coasters again was Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I went with some family from out of town. And, it's two seats. We had three people. So, someone had to sit alone. And I sat alone. And they ended up going on the train in front of me. And I got put in the very front row.
Oh,
And so,
oh no. Well, that, yeah, you got to face it now.
yeah, it was a lot, first time back on coasters in a bit, but that was also very like it was honestly emotional in a way because, I couldn't do roller coaster for so long and for
Your first time back to be.
reasonings that I didn't, really know why I couldn't. And so to be able to do them again, that was, really exciting because I did find a lot of enjoyment in them, growing up and, I go, to theme parks pretty regularly, so
Hmm. Only person I know where it's like, I never assume you're home. If you're on Discord, I'm just like, he might be at the house. He might be
No,
at a
I
park. My favorite
I get
is,
out a lot.
I can't hear y'all. I'm at a park, but I'm here.
Yes, I'm like I said, I'm always around. Even if I'm out, I am around a lot. And I don't know, I think also when I am out and I do join like a Discord voice chat, it's also I think just kind of my way of bringing y'all along with me,
You're the
like
epitome of if he wanted to, he would.
yeah, and I sure do, I do. Like
I could never say, I could never be like, Cam doesn't make time for me. I could not even lie if I wanted to. Cam will be in three VCs. I don't know how he does three. And I would look and I'd be like, I appreciate you. You let everybody feel loved. And that's it's needed a lot of times. Even if I don't know if you know how much it's needed. We appreciate you for all you do. For
Yeah.
all the this I was about to say this the spy hacking you do, but no, we just appreciate the time you take. Especially
No, I
because like
appreciate
I'm not
y'all.
going to no theme park anytime soon unless I travel again. And the fact that you just do you want to go to Disney night? Cam, it's 10 o'clock at night. I know. Right. I'm at Disney. Okay. All right.
Right.
Must be nice.
No, yeah, it
I keep
is,
looking at this
it's
ride.
nice. And I think also it's really just helped, I think me just in general, with, going out. I
Mm-hmm.
think for me, one of the best things I've ever done, especially for the sake of my mental health, is just going out, even on the days that I do not want to. And I would, even if it's just going out to get a coffee or food, or
Leaving the
if it
house.
going to a movie, just getting out in some way. And I honestly could not express that to other people more, is one of the best things to do is just get out, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Like, um, getting yourself out when you don't want to. Like, that has been, it's just helped me so much. And I think it also continues to motivate me, to find things to do and to go out. And so I enjoy it, it gets
I
me
feel
out.
that. During the pandemic, I noticed that well, I had cardiac anxiety, like when it messes with when your anxiety messes like with your heart and stuff. And I know
Mm-hmm.
for a fact that like I ended up in the ER. I worked at a hospital and ended up in the ER because I told somebody I had chest pain and they're like, "No, go ASAP, no Rocky." And I'm like, I was fine, but I found out it was just anxiety, which thank God. But
Right.
I also found out I was getting like agoraphobic, like I was scared to go outdoors because the pandemic scared everybody. They made it seem like you go outside,
Right.
get your mail, and you're gonna get it. But I remember it was a point where like to get me out the house was like pulling teeth. If it was not for work, which I don't know why I thought going to work was anywhere safer, but between leaving the house just to go to the grocery store, I would be shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tuxedo Mask would literally grab me by my shirt and put me in her car, and then we would just go like to McDonald's, get iced coffee, and sit in her car for 2 hours, and then just go back to our normal lives. And that was my only outings. Or Sam's Club, because for some reason Sam's Club making it to where only like 12 people could be in the store at a time. Also, you still could get sick, but it was just nice to
Right.
know. It was nice to
Right.
know that there's preventative measures that I would know which of these 12 people got me sick.
Right.
So I totally get just needing to force yourself out of, I don't know, like out of your domicile, out of your normal common space, just to kind of force yourself to fight the anxiety.
Yeah, because I definitely, I if I do stay in for, a long time, I will get comfortable, that way. And I will, just want to stay inside and do nothing and watch movies and play games like at
It's
every
easy.
given moment. Like it is so easy, to get stuck there. But like I said, just even the days, I don't want to, obviously I don't go out every day, but I do try to get out regularly. And I, me, I go to movies all the time. And that's also been, really fun and I think has kept me creative as well. And so,
What's your favorite movie trope? Like your favorite, if I see this in a movie, I know I'm going to enjoy myself.
um, I'm a big fan of horror films, and I do definitely have
I didn't know. Gasp.
I am a fan of, a good, just cheesy, like slasher horror film. And I think there are, there's definitely some that are good, but I also think, I don't know, I feel like at times people take some films so seriously, and they want, have a debate on how deep the story is. But I'm like, honestly, some
Oh,
movies
like Scream?
are just, yeah, and I just feel like some movies are just meant to be fun, just
Mm-hmm.
fun. They're not meant to be taken seriously. And I think if you go into some movies with this mindset of oh, I want this really deep cutout storyline, you're bound to not like some of them because that's not what that movie is
It
about.
wasn't supposed to give that, yeah. What is it? Like I'm growing up, I was watching way too many movies I wasn't supposed to, but like movies like Leprechaun or
Hmm.
like grindhouse movies like Quentin Tarantino, the slash, like they're slashers, but they're just extra gritty, extra bad film quality, cheesy lines. Like, oh crap, what's my favorite one? Death Terror is one of my favorites because it's a three-part movie and they all kind of like are in the same universe. I fucking love it. Like I just can watch them all day, but I am aware that they're made bad for people like me who like crappy movies. Like there was one person who did a whole dissertation about, oh, the fact that she loses her leg is to empower this community and to do this, and I'm like, or it's a woman with a gun as a leg and she kills bad guys. It's not that deep. It's just
Right.
they made the movie to be a hot chick in a bikini wearing cargo pants and a gun as a leg. It's don't make it political. Just let it be what it is, which is great.
Right.
If you had like a Mount Rushmore though of bad well of scary movie characters, who would be on yours?
Mm.
It's four people. Yeah, it's four people. It's like how many people on Mount Rushmore? Four, five.
Um, I would say maybe Sam from Trick or Treat.
Okay.
Um, probably Ghostface
Okay.
from
See, and I was gonna
Scream.
say Stu from Scream, but I wanted Stu.
Um,
I just wanted it to be the actor, Matthew Lillard.
um,
Man was handsome in that movie.
um, I'm a big fan of especially the first few Insidious films.
Okay.
So probably, that the red demon from
I appreciate it because in my brain I was like, I have one, but I don't remember what the guy's name. I was like, the mad scientist from Lazarus Project. I
and
can't remember his name
then
though.
yeah, I can't think of his name at the top of my head, but and then hmm, maybe what's it called? Xenomorph?
Okay.
The alien from the Alien
Yeah, I
movies.
knew she bit. Yeah.
Is that the name Xenomorph?
Xenomorph. Yeah, we're the Xenomorph. Yeah.
Xenomorph?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the alien from the Alien movies. I would say
I was
probably
forced to
that.
watch a lot of those movies against my will. They weren't even like they weren't scary to me. They just always threw me off because I'm just like they made me uncomfortable.
Right. No, it's
They were not supposed to. It wasn't supposed to be a movie that's like lighthearted at all. I was like, okay,
mhm.
I see. One of my other favorite tropes though from like scary movies, which is why I realized like I kind of cluster them all. Movies of like not being possessed, but like the nun, the
Mhm.
ominous, all monochromatic figure. Put one
Right.
of those in a movie, just pale, all black clothes and white. I'm gonna enjoy the movie.
You, that's actually a really good one too. Like honestly, the movie
Rain.
was oh, that's a good one too. Man,
I'm trying to think of the other
there's
one.
like
That she throws up like all the black liquid. What was it? Later
oh
on,
my
I'm gonna
God.
kick myself and be like, "You know the movie."
I'm like trying to imagine it like
I don't know why. I just love those kind of movies. This for me, they're
hmm.
they're easier to watch than like making me watch Coco is a scary movie for me. It's too much. I'd be like in my feelings, sobbing, screaming, crying.
Also, it's actually really weird because I don't watch like Chucky regularly, but
Oh, I love Chucky.
yeah, I do enjoy that whole like, just spiel, the doll and like he's, falls kind of under that cheesy
Oh,
category.
he's
And
very cheesy.
I have a fan with him on it and so
And
I
he's
don't know,
so
it's
it's the
weird though. I
goth
don't,
version.
yeah. And I don't really like go back. I don't watch, Chucky,
I
like
feel
that
it.
regularly, but I've
It's still
always just
iconic though.
enjoyed that. Yeah, I've always enjoyed that just aesthetic.
Growing up, like we didn't have cable growing up, so UPN and whatever it was before. What was it? No, it was UPN before CW and stuff. They had I don't know what contract. I don't know how they got away with it, but they would show like Leprechaun. Chucky, like all those
Hmm.
traditional scary movies all the time, and like cleaning up a little bit for TV, but it would be the whole movie. So growing up, I watched that, so like I just got desensitized to it. But to me, Chucky is such a sweet. I think that's also why I dated the guys I dated when I was younger, because I was like, Chucky's so sweet, and he loves Tiff. Like, come on. It's like when you came out and everybody was scared of Joe, and I'm just like, you don't understand. He just loves her so much. Like,
You're right.
to be loved that much. He worries about my cell phone plan. Like, come on.
Right.
And then my friends were like, intervention. You're not supposed to. This is no. And I'm like, I think he's sweet.
Right.
We fixed that,
Have
guys.
Have you ever played Bendy and the Ink Machine?
No, but I've heard
Oh
I
my
should play
god.
it.
You should. That is one of my favorite games, like horror games of all time.
The scariest games
It
I play are the ones I play with Daryl, like the Dark Pictures,
mhm. I love those games.
Dark Pictures, and we played one scary game that it was another co-op. I can't remember
Is
the
it The
name of.
Quarry?
No, no, he played that by himself. Any game where it comes with a cult following of people, and they're gonna come and yell at me about. I'm trying to see if I can see it on Steam real quick. We played one game and it was really good. It was a horror game. Some people died in it, but I can't see it really quick. The Pass Within. That's what it was called. It was literally us
Hmm.
trying to solve like a crime or somebody's death, but also it's getting affected by the butterfly effect. So it was just weird. It
Right.
was. Oh, I literally kept saying, "Let's restart the game." I think we killed them. Like I don't know what to do. By the end, I think somebody got electrocuted. It was a lot going on. I felt very bad for all the bystanders and us trying to figure out that crime. Especially because at one
Yeah,
point
I
I think
love
we
those
YouTubed it.
types.
We played it on New
Yeah, I love
Year's,
those types of games. Oh, really?
and then at one point we almost solved the crime, and my light bulb exploded.
Oh my god.
I was like, "We're never playing games like this again."
Right. No, I was.
It was a little overwhelming, just a little bit, just a little
Hmm.
bit. I'm still looking at this damn ride. It's
Oh my
next to
god.
the Christmas tree. I'm seeing the Christmas tree, and I'm like, "Oh, this." I'm gonna minimize this because I keep looking. Okay, so you always talk about your coffee, and we all know
Hmm.
about. Well, I mean, if they're here, they should know about Cool for the Coffee. Cool for the Coochie. I gotta stop fixing it in places that it's is me controlled because I can say coochie here. Like over here trying to clean it up. Cool for the coochie, but what is your coffee order
My coffee order is
or yours? Because
usually
I feel like you have at least three.
um I love white chocolate mocha. Usually oat milk. Um and also um there's like this cinnamon dulce leche iced coffee from this one coffee place
I love cinnamon
near
dulce.
me, and I would say that's another strong contender. But I also like not everywhere I'm gonna get something cinnamon. I feel like
You gotta be careful because
for
some people
cinnamon
actually do
stuff, it's like a
cinnamon.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a hit or miss in some places. So usually, if it's that one, it's usually just that specific place. But I get it a lot. Um, and then mm, usually see ones. It's usually seasonal, but I also really enjoy like sugar cookie iced coffee.
Oh, the shaking of my head. I wish you see. I would have shipped you sugar cookie syrup if I knew that because we literally got rid of like four.
Oh my god.
Because we're like, nobody's buying it. It's not expired yet. And I think we threw it away.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Well,
usually I'll get that.
now that I
Yeah,
know, I
that's
have somebody
but
to ship it to.
yes, because but that's it's usually seasonal. It's usually around Christmas time, so
Yeah. It's the
but
fact
I
that
get that
this
a
year
lot.
Starbucks changed it, and I think that just ruined it for a lot of people.
Hmm.
It was to us, it wasn't everything, but I assume if you're oat milk drinking, it's probably good.
Yeah.
We were trying to make milkshakes out of it. It did not work well. not giving sugar cookie at all. It was giving very sugar cookie.
Right.
Do love cinnamon dolce. Have you ever mixed cinnamon dolce with your white mocha?
I
It's
don't think so.
fire. It is so. It's a horrible way if you're trying to count like calories and stuff, but it's fucking delicious.
Hmm.
It's a good time, as the kids say. It's a good time. Let's see. My favorite. I don't even know if I have a favorite anymore. I kind of went back to the classic vanilla bean because
Hmm.
I've gone through all the things and I've done all the crazy combos. So now my system's just like back at, can we just do vanilla
Right.
or simple? I did blend a brownie into a frappuccino the other day.
Nice.
It was delicious. It was a warm brownie too, so it just felt better.
Right.
I feel like I don't need any. I don't need any more creative controls at this point. I'm almost back to water.
Oh my God.
Like I'm trying to get my body ready for like, all right, vanilla lattes, an americano, just espresso and water. Because the sugar context is so crazy. Like me and my manager have like silent battles of who's making the most like craziest combo that works.
Hmm.
And the other day we like tried to type it out to like see how much it would cost. My drink was way too expensive. I was like, you know what? We shouldn't be making $34 in one cup. Mm-mm.
Right.
Okay. Now I get to talk about
Oh
one of my
wait, but
favorite things. Yes.
what's that? On a non, because I just remembered on a non-seasonal item, because I've actually been really into brown sugar shaken espressos recently.
Oh, darn it.
So
Forgot my
that's
incense.
that's been a
But
been
the
one I've
shaken
gotten a lot
espressos is
lately.
the hardest thing for me to adjust to. I want to, but the only flavor I liked was of, and it's gonna shock myself to say this out loud. The pumpkin one. Well, we made pumpkin. That wasn't
Mm.
real. The pumpkin syrup in that fire. Don't mind me. I'm burning incense. Oh, okay. Just think that's all I need you. That's all I needed you to do, dear. Thank you. Thank you, incense stick. But for me, like shaken espressos is so much caffeine, and I see it, and then it's like topped with just a little bit of milk, and my brain is just like, that's not enough milk. That's so much coffee.
Right.
It's we had one guy during a convention. He had got 10 shots in a shaken, and
My
when we
God.
went to pour the milk, it was like literally this little drop, and he chugged it
Right.
down, and I was just like, I don't want to get this bad, and I know that it's a very slippery slope. A
Right.
white mocha shaken espresso is also good. I wouldn't drink it every day, but like an emergency caffeine need, I would try it.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm
But
gonna turn on my light real quick.
no worries.
It's getting dark.
A little, un poquito. Kim is so adorable. Kim is, I was just, you're so adorable. You just walked away and came back like, and I'm back.
Yeah, it's like right there. You're right in the corner.
Just a, what's it called? A hop and skip and a jump. All right. God, my hair's drying. I'm like, okay, I don't hate it now. Okay. I tried to do a blue light so I look cool, like cool for the summer. And I'm realizing I was like, I look good. This is
Go
giving.
tell the others.
I hate how many song lyrics I've learned because of this friendship. I just need you to know. Especially now that I'm like giving more Beyonce songs a chance, and I'm like, I hate that Two Hands to Heaven plays way more often than it needs to. I was like, damn it.
I
I was
love
was
that song.
so good being on this side of the Beyonce hate train, and then I met Kim, and he shows me other songs that's not played on the radio.
Right. I'm telling y'all, like when I have my favorite artists and stuff,
We'll all know it.
you'll know it and I'll know it of course and y'all probably want like the Cool for the Summers and the games to, be like my favorite song, but I don't even know if either of those songs are like in my top 10. They're good. I love those songs. Cool for the Summer like changed my life. Are you kidding? Like, but when one thing you'll realize is when it comes to like my favorite songs by, some of my favorite artists, a lot of them are, the ballads, the deep cuts, the heavy lyrics, like,
That's how I feel about
and
Frank
so.
Ocean. Like Pyramids is great, but have you heard Nights? Like, yeah, the one you heard on the radio was pretty good, but you should listen to track 8. Have you heard Monks? You know about stage diving Dalai Lamas? No? Well, you're ready for a trip. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so good, Kim.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my list of questions because I get nervous even doing the show, even though this is season 4. Because I'm always hyper aware that like most times if I ask somebody a question, they will answer, and I know that not everybody is like hard on the sleeve like that. And so I
Hmm.
get nervous because I'm like, what if I ask them something and then it's like, what was it? There was one episode where I realized like we're friends, but you just dumped your boyfriend. Maybe we shouldn't do this
Right.
episode right now. And they're like, no, it's
Right.
fine. And I'm just like, okay, I don't care. You like it, I love it. But then in my brain, I'm just like, okay, don't ask questions like this, don't ask questions like that, don't do this, don't do that. And then it makes me be like, don't be too much. All right. So I'm gonna take this. I wrote this question. I just got to figure out. There we go. So this is a question I wrote, and it was so funny because I tried to ask myself this question, and I had a really hard. Hold my ticket like that. Hard time answering it. But like, what's been a transformative moment in your personal streaming career, and then one with working with others?
Wait, what was the second one? You could like cut out for a second.
Oh, yeah, I turned. That's why I went to read back the question. But like working with others, like in
Mm.
collabing together. Is that how you say it?
Um, a personal one.
Now I wish I had my phone.
Mm. You said what was a transformative moment?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Personal.
If you haven't had one, that's fine
I
too.
no, you.
Y'all
I
gonna see
I
me
would
intentional.
say. I would say. Honestly, I think just really staying consistent, with streaming and hearing other people's feedback. And, I've been told like many times from people, that like I'm their comfort streamer and, that I'm, just like the confidence that I let out on stream, has really helped them. And I think that just, I think alone has really, um, really helped me, stay consistent and allowing myself to, stay consistent with it and really enjoying it. And also, I think realizing and saying, this this is my thing, this is my space, this is what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And really just doing whatever I want. If I want to play Apex, we'll play Apex. If I want to play Overwatch, we'll play Overwatch. If I want to play Sims, we'll play Sims. And if there's anyone out there listening and you're like, you never play Sims, we try to play Sims all the time.
I didn't say a word. I
I
got it.
I like Sims. No, y'all don't catch me streaming it a lot.
He doesn't
But
play
if I
Discord all
want
the
to,
time.
I will. I just haven't in a long time.
It's been a while.
But that's the whole point. I do, it's just allowing myself to
Do what you want.
play what I want to play and do what I want to do.
You're not a
And
what's it called? You're not one of those streamers where it's always guaranteed to only be Apex. And that's good.
yeah, because I think there's at times, and I think a lot of streamers can, where there is kind of that pressure of,
If I don't play
you
this,
know,
they're not gonna
you
come.
know, yeah, like if I play this game, who will show up? Do they enjoy this? But honestly, I think just really being able to solidify that this is, what I want to do, and that is just doing whatever I want to do. That has been really, really helpful, I think, for me in the streaming space and also as well in real life. It's just allowing the things that are for me be. for me, and the people that connect with that will connect with it.
I feel that. And so to the second part, which would be like working with others. So like you can either use mouth or when you do like I don't know the Apex tournament. I don't know, you know, when you stream
Hmm.
with other people and you're like playing your games with your friends and stuff.
Right.
I forget that there's a
Um,
light. I'm like, why is my eyes like? Oh, you're looking at a blue light.
I actually think, because I was thinking about that, kind of when you first asked it, I think honestly the Apex tournament is probably one of the main things, for that, when it comes to like collabing with other people. That was, super, super special for me, um and I hope I, could make it just as special for all, 12 other people who were, I think it was 12. Yeah, 12 other people who
I'm the
were
13th person right now, being like,
involved. Right. I'm pretty sure it was 12 though, because like it goes up to like 19, but
mm-hmm.
like some game modes, but we couldn't fit all,
Yeah,
so I didn't want to like cut a chunk of people out because one specific game mode only had went up to 12, so I just kept it at 12.
makes sense.
Um, but I think that was really, really special for me, and because I talked about that during my Who's Next episode. Um, Cold asked, I think, like something along the lines of, is there something that I've, been wanting to do? And I said I would love to host a Apex tournament one day. At that time, I had no plans, actual plans for one.
I feel like
It
I
was
had
just
nothing planned, but just
like,
wishful
I would
thinking.
like to one day, and so about 6 months later, um, it happened, and it was part of Blue's, it was one of his, it was like, one of
That's
his like streaming
amazing.
events that he held, but it was during one of those events. The event was about bringing people, together
The
and
collab
playing
thing,
games with
yeah.
each other. Um, and so, to do that, that was really, really exciting. And one of the first times that I think I really just like allowed myself, to go for it. And I messaged, each person individually, asking if they'd be interested in it. And then I posted on Twitter, to make sure, there's people over there, that would have been interested. And, it got way more interest than I could have ever anticipated. I couldn't fit everyone in it. And um that was just such a surreal, moment. And I think about it all the time, and I'm so grateful for, anyone who did participate. And an individual shout out to Mod, who
Shout
he
out
helped
to
me,
Matt.
set it up. Shout out to Mod. He helped me set it up, and because, he's done stuff like that before, and I,
Yeah,
had no
he goes
idea
hard
how
over
to,
there. Yeah.
I had no idea how to approach it or what to do, where to start. So and really he just kind of gave me advice. I really did quite literally all I did like the physical work for it, and the reaching out, but he deserves just as much credit, just for the advice that he helped with. Um and so just that whole event was really, really exciting, and I'm just so, so grateful. And again, to just be able to showcase these people,
Mm-hmm.
who are so, different than what you would normally see for an
An
Apex
Apex tournament.
tournament,
Yeah.
where you see all the same, 60 people,
Mm-hmm.
where who have the biggest numbers, thousands upon thousands of viewers. Like, we've seen it, been there, done that. They're all going to play the meta characters, the meta weapons, like we've
Yeah.
seen it all. And so to have this tournament that was meant for people who
Everyday
really had
people.
no idea what they're doing, and they're all new to the game. That was really, really exciting. I think just added a whole new aspect to tournaments, and I think more people should host tournaments that are like that. People who are new, who have no idea what they're doing in the game. They're just there for a good time,
Yep.
and
There would be more people out there doing them. Yeah. And doing a tournament isn't necessarily like you even worry about you winning. It's so much more of just applying pressure to yourself to see what would you do in this situation of like your moves matter.
right.
I like that.
Yeah, and I put the teams together myself. I put them together on, kind of who I think would, you know, connect well and work well together. And I would say I did pretty good, especially in the two control ones. Each team won two times each. It was an even win. So I would say
You did really
I did a
good.
pretty good job.
I was cracking up. I was just like, especially because it felt almost like, what's that word called? Like, it almost felt like a mixer of people trying to get to know each other, because
hmm
I definitely caught myself being like, all right, I'm not going to that person's streams. Oh, okay. But just being silly with it. Like, or I think, yeah, because I was like, did I stream during that? I did. I was like, I just remember being on
hmm
me and Daryl in our server with Yana. Who else was there? Yana was our third person. I was like, because we had an alternate. I just
Yeah,
remember
it was
being
supposed to
like,
be Curls, but
Curls,
Curls
yeah, and then
Apex
Curls
was
being got.
like
I was like, there's four of us in the chat. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it was brain fog, y'all. I was like, my brain is preparing for like 36 hours of work. I just remember being on like a very screaming in our Discord like, and then later going to see Glenn stream and him be like, "Fuck, I killed Mel. She about to yell at me." It just was really cool to kind of catch everybody, even your mods, because your mods deserve so much love and appreciation, because they were
Yes.
equally invested in everybody's streams. They were like keeping us up to date with things. They were active as fuck, and like you could tell that it's kind of like how I want my community to always feel welcoming and like make sure you say hello. Your mods were
Yeah.
very much great representations of you, because they were lurking, but they were actively lurking. Like, no, like you're good. The game mode just taking a moment. No, he didn't kick y'all out. Da, 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 da. Like, it was really cool to see your mods in a different light too than just what we see in chat.
Yeah, and they deserve a huge shout out too because they were also doing the numbers.
They were
They were
great.
putting everything down on the form because if I were to have to do that, commentate and then after focus on the numbers and
That would have been a lot. Yeah.
it would have not have been able been able to
Everybody's a
do
winner here,
that at
guys.
all. So, they are, were a huge, huge, huge part of that. And just I mean everyone involved, if you participated, if no matter how many kills you got, if you got the most, if you got the least, like, you all had a purpose there. And,
As me and
you
Dara said,
know,
we were the most entertaining. We didn't mind losing.
and,
We were having the most fun.
the I mean, obviously, yeah, and I was going through the different voice chats, and each just voice chat just had like, a different vibe. You had the people who were, making jokes the whole time. You had the people who, were locked in, they were barely saying anything, and then you had the people who, were like,
I don't
so
know how
like
to
so
describe
locked into
us.
the point where they're like, he's one, he's right there, fuck him up. And
I just remember
just
Cam being like, "Oh shit, Cam's here." Ah!
yeah, yeah, y'all didn't have to shut down. Be who you are. Like,
It was. I was just like, nobody say nigga. Nobody says the N word. No, no. Behave. Wait until we hear the do.
do yes, y'all do. Just
I
keep
think
doing what y'all are
I
doing.
feel
I'm just
like
there to
me and
listen.
Daryl were stressing the shit out of you, because I just remember being like, we want to be called our aunts, and you're like, no. Nine is already starting off strict. Oh, okay. He doesn't know what that means. I know what it means, Daryl. And I'm like, he knows. He hangs out with us enough. He knows how we get down. And it just felt like it was fun. I will say that I haven't done that many tournaments or championships or whatever you want to call it. I did a lot of dueling in my life outside of like my little reign as Bakugo and shit like that. But in general, I had a lot of fun. I had more fun than I did in Twitch Rivals. And that was just
Good.
purely it was purely not just because you picked a great group for me to be with, but also it wasn't just traditional Apex. Like, the I don't know, how'd you call it? A playlist? Is that the word?
Yeah, it was like the mixtape
That mixtape.
playlist.
Yeah, I was
So it
like
was all the
playlist,
yeah.
mixtape, music, song. The playlist, the mixtape was perfect because it kept your brain moving, so it wasn't just, oh god, here we go into this and this, and we're about to go into this lobby. Like, it was rattled me up just enough to where I could focus, which is perfect for me.
Yeah,
But you did amazing.
I
We all gave
appreciate
you your
it.
flowers then, but you really did amazing, especially because it was such a different assortment of people And so many of them, and it's so funny now that like so many people of those people are in mouth now, but it's like it really brought a lot of people together that we all equally love you. Like really and truly, we all were there for you. Because if anybody else asked, we probably would have said no. But just because it was you using your powers for good, and it was a good time. It was in
Yeah,
no way like there was no point where I looked at the time and was like, all right, how much longer we got?
right.
And you were a
Yeah,
great
and I was,
host.
yeah, I was, that was, I think, a big part why I was nervous. I had to commentate stuff, and I've never done that before, so
And you did it
it was like,
solo, which is hard. Like a lot of people
yeah,
get somebody to balance off or like bounce off of, and you did that solo.
yeah,
You did good for your and
yeah,
for
I
your first
appreciate
time. You
it.
did good.
Yeah, I would love to do another one day. Not necessarily Apex. Maybe the next one will be Apex, but and I don't always want it to be, like new people,
Mm-hmm.
like that be kind of the stipulation. I would love there to be different stipulations, each time.
He said he's trying to do a
Um,
ranked Overwatch. Everybody bring
yeah,
your
you all
pet.
have to, everyone has to play until they hit the highest rank in Overwatch. And you,
Well, y'all
no,
go ahead.
no kidding.
Me and my
No,
horror will be over
but
here.
like would love to do, do it again at some point. Maybe a different game, different stipulation.
Feel that.
Um, so yeah, don't know when. Maybe hopefully soon, but yeah.
I would say I was like, I know it's probably never gonna happen. I don't want to say never. I would love for Kage to do one. I think Kage
Yeah.
doing one would be so fucking cool because he's already gonna be entertaining by himself.
Oh, he is
But
the
he's a
most entertaining.
I try to get him to understand. Like that day he went live, I didn't even know he was going live. I was at work and I was just like, I got there and everybody beat me, and I was just like, oh, so nobody was gonna text me. All right, cool. And it was just so many people just sitting there just enjoying it, and I'm like, this man really could probably beat me in
Yeah.
every streaming category if he really just kept going. But you know what? I like that
No,
this is just my personal like entertainment in a Discord.
right. No, I mean, y'all already know I will hype Kage up at any given moment. He is the biggest joy to be around.
He's a good man, Savannah.
And
A
if there's
good
someone
man.
listening, to clip this, just you can send it to Kage if you want. But he knows. I hype him up all the time. I will never, ever allow him to
he
forget that.
he always cracks me up. He'll be like, I don't know why Cam. He's like, Cam made it seem like I see. What did he say? Not saved his life. What did he say? He was like, he made it seem like I just did something. He's like, I just said, hey, what's up, man? And then I talked to him, and then I'm like, that's all some people need. Like, you'd be surprised how many people don't. They don't talk to. They talk at,
Hmm.
which is like my biggest fear. Is like when I do this show. Like sometimes I'll be editing and I'll be skipping through. And I'm like, you're talking too much. You're talking too much. Shut up. And I'm like, so like most of this episode, I've been like, yes, shut the fuck up, Mel. Let him talk. This is not the Mel. Well, it is the Mel show.
You can
Take
talk whenever you want.
I know, but it's just I get so excited, especially because there's certain questions I ask on here personally, knowing the answer, but it's because I want you to say it. Like I right now I love that lo-fi's playing in my ear, so it got real sentimental. But like for a lot of people, I talk and like we talk outside and in the outer realm of just Discord, like we message or we're in the VC by ourselves having a good time. So I have to keep mindful of that, and it's kind of like, well, I don't know if this happens in Caucasian households, but in Black households, they love to be like, what happens in this house stays in this house. So like there are times when
Hmm.
you know your mom's business or your dad's business, and you gotta like hold it because the world don't need to know that. So it's like a lot of times I have to come with that mindset of like, just because I know that, I don't know if that's what you
Right.
want the world to know. Like I know our conversation about your white hats. I know that conversation, but the people on the other side of the screen don't know that conversation. But it's also like
Right.
not a bad conversation, no. But I know that that's like a, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because
No, that makes sense.
you'll
Yeah.
look good in white, and it's also like I
Yeah.
don't know. That's just me. I try to be so mindful that I feel like I'm over. I've always been like the mom figure friend, so I try not to be that overbearing.
Hmm.
But it's kind of in me at this point.
That's
I've accepted
okay.
it. Thank you. All right, let's see. Looks over at my other list of questions. which is so funny because this is a list for somebody else, but it also does apply to you because it's like, how has it been adding music to your persona? But for you, it would be like a lot of people use like their art to convey a message, which I've seen you do like with outfits and stuff. But I love the fact that
Hmm.
you go the extra mile of adding music, and your music also is showing the emotion. Like Cam might have a like Cam on Mouth might have no words in the scene, but that fucking theme music and the outfit, oh, you're going to know what the fuck he's feeling. Wait until the promo the
Yeah.
next week.
Right.
How is it is how is it is girl, you are country. How it is. I can never beat the country allegations if I wanted to. How does it feel like when you're working on projects and stuff? Just that inner, what is going on in your head when you're doing it? Like, do you listen to a playlist and just be like, this is the emotion, or do you already have the song like in your heart?
Um, a lot of times, I'll have like an idea of a feeling I want to portray,
Mm-hmm.
and usually within 30 seconds, I can think of a song, that can kind of portray that.
Yeah.
Um, when being creative, um, I think just in music,
Do you go
a
music
song can
first, then
have
outfit, or like, are you you need the visual and then go?
usually outfit. Yeah, usually outfit. And then yeah, usually outfit and then music. Um and I think a lot of also my inspiration, and I think I've kind of realized this over time without even realizing I do it at the time, is I've kind of noticed a lot of my, the stuff that I create, it has this very kind of like inter not intermission, but like transition type vibe to it, where it'll, you'll a lot of times you'll see a visual, you'll see like something happening, that
Mm-hmm.
happened, like a few weeks ago. I'll play as kind of like a little rundown, and then there's usually this transition period in between that'll then connect it to
Now.
like the song,
Yeah.
and how, and again, the song is usually portrays how he's feeling, about how like Cam and Mouth is feeling, or just how I'm feeling in general, depending on what the project is. Um and so yeah, I think it's usually the look and then the music, and a lot of that creativity, I've realized, I think really just naturally, I think, has been inspired by just concerts. How a lot of
Oh, I
times
love
in
a good concert.
concerts, me too. And how, like, how artists, like in concerts, they'll come up, they'll perform a few songs, and then they'll go down the stage, and there'll be these visuals with
Yeah.
the whole transition music. I feel like a lot of my stuff like really kind of does resemble that, type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just kind of comes by nature, and a lot of the things that I'm doing a lot. I go to concerts pretty regularly, especially compared to the average person. Um, and so I think just, and you can, a song can have the best beat, and the fun, the most fun beat and whatever, but like, okay, cool, but like what really gets me and what connects me to the music is the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not that every single song that I listen to has the the deepest, most meaningful lyrics.
Yeah.
Again, it's just like films. Some songs are just meant to be fun, like, and that's okay. Like, you're meant to dance. That's fine. Whatever. Like,
Blame it on the alcohol.
but
It's not about you drinking. It's just about drinking.
right, like, and so it's just like, but I think that the lyrics really are how I connect to the music, and so a lot of times that's how I connect it to things that I'm doing creatively. And it's very, honestly, I wouldn't even say it's hard for me to find a song. It usually is pretty easy. Like, I can give me like a word and I'll probably think of a song lyric. Like,
Embodiment.
oh God, that's a big
That's
word.
the first thing that came to my head.
There's probably one, but that's a big word.
See, in my brain, I was like, give me
I'll think
body.
about it in an hour, and you'll randomly hear me blurt out like a
That's
lyric in
fine.
an hour.
Take your time. Look, take your time. I'm here. You look. You booked my time. I'm here. No, I feel that. I like that.
But yeah,
Would you say that? Would you say that it's easier to? It's weird because my brain is like, ask if he wants to go. Like, if he had to choose between being blind and not being able to hear, and I'm like, no, no, God no. If you had to choose, to, like people you haven't seen in concert, who are people you would want to see in concert that you haven't yet? Because I know you've seen Beyonce.
yes, I have seen Beyonce many times.
He was like, but I haven't seen Cowboy Carter Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go see Cowboy Carter.
Probably not.
Oh, I almost said Normani, but I've seen Normani in concert. I'd love to see her at her own concert. I've only seen her at like the Jingle Ball, which was like a bunch of other,
Mm-hmm.
artists. So she only performed like a few songs.
You want the
Who,
full
God,
concert?
I've seen so many.
That's how I feel about Miguel. I want to see a full Miguel concert. I seen him as an opener for Sia, and so he
Mm-hmm.
had to do like the clean version of songs or only the child friendly songs. But you could,
Mm-hmm.
but he did amazing. Like I was at a nosebleed seat, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to see him live.
Um. Oh my God, I'm like looking through, just like my main playlist, see if there's like. Oh, I haven't seen Sabrina Carpenter yet. I didn't get to see her on her last tour, because I like, started getting into her in her latest album.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she did one of those things where she um she announced the tour before the album came out.
Mm,
And so I didn't know if I
wanted to go, yeah.
would like the album or not because I was, just getting really into her at that time
Mm-hmm.
from her like past album before that, but it wasn't enough, for me to be like,
Yeah.
I for sure want to go. But then when that album came out, I was like, God, this is a really good album. So let's say Sabrina Carpenter is one. Um, mm,
He goes to so many concerts. That's
I
why
don't.
this is a good
Oh,
question.
Coco Jones.
Okay.
I haven't seen Coco Jones yet. Would love to see her, but and she's going on tour, but she's not coming to Florida. So I'm like so many
Is she
artists have
coming to
been skipping on
Houston?
Florida recently. I think so. I
I
think
think
I
she is
remember.
coming to Houston.
But I would love to see her. But um, I would love to see JoJo.
My brain
Wait,
immediately said
no,
Siwa.
no, not Siwa. But then I just thought about I actually I did see JoJo. I just remembered I saw Joe, but she was like an opener. That was like back in like 2015. That was like 10 years ago. So like she was an opener though. And that
Mm-hmm.
was actually during the time where she was going through
The divorce?
those issues with her no, the issues with her label,
Mm.
where she didn't own like any of her music and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking
And
about.
so it was like really hard for her to, even be able to like perform and stuff. Um Seen Ariana Grande multiple times. My God, I've seen so many people on this, kind of main list. Like, it's so hard to. I was gonna say Khalid, but I've seen Khalid a couple times.
It's the couple times for me. It's not just the once. It's
Honestly, most people on especially on like my main playlist,
a lot.
multiple times. It's weird because I would like to see Adele, but like I'm not like in a rush. But like, it'd be nice to see her one day.
Didn't she retire? I always, every time I think about it, I'm like, didn't she retire? Is she still?
She did like that.
I feel like she's not traveling, is what she wanted to say, because she'd be performing in UK.
Yeah, she did like that. What are those things? The residency in Vegas, and then she did one in like
Oh,
the UK or something.
oh,
And then she announced how she wasn't going to be performing for like a really long time. She was going to go on a really long break, which I'm like, I feel like doesn't Adele like go on a really long break after like every
every
album
3 years,
anyway? So
yeah. It's
like,
like you wait 3 years and you come back. Like she
um,
said, next album's coming in 5. I expect it's worth the wait.
but yeah, those are a few that I can name, kind of reading off of.
I would
Um,
love to see Adele. Yeah, I'd put her on my
Also,
list.
I would love to see SZA as well. haven't seen SZA. Yeah, I'd say those are a few that I can kind of
As long as she
see.
performs Control, yeah.
Right.
If she skips Control, I'm gonna be mad. I want to see. I have a weird one. I would want to see Kendrick
Hmm.
and Rihanna. Thinking. I don't have the patience for Lauren Hill.
Right. I did hear she
I
takes like a long
I've
time.
seen Erica Badu. She was late, but she wasn't that late. Like there are shows I've waited, and I'm like, but it was worth it. Like when I was
Hmm.
younger, I've been a Tyler fan for a long time. So like before he would perform solo, he was a thing called Jambalaya Fest. And
Hmm.
as he got popular, they moved him like later into the day or night, I guess I should say. So like let's say it starts at 7, Tyler wouldn't come out until 1. So you got to make it through all the other acts.
Right.
I never could make it. I think I didn't see Tyler until Flower Boy came out like 2016, 2017.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
saw him in 2017. I'm pretty
yeah, I was
sure.
like I saw Flower Boy and then I wanted to go back for um I wanted to go back, but I wasn't a big fan of Call Me If You Get Lost. So I was like, I'll wait. Now I'm mad because with this last album, I wasn't able to go. Those people scalped them tickets so fast. I was so mad.
Right.
I was like, I love you. I'm not paying 700 for a concert. I may be late too because I have to work.
Right.
I feel like Kendrick. I would really like to see a Kendrick concert, even before the beef and all this stuff. I wanted to see Damn, but the scalpers. Houston's horrible for the like scalping things. Like they just so quick.
Yeah.
But Rihanna, because I never got to see Rihanna, and all my friends thought it was lame. Oh, and Cardi B, I would love to see her.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think I would enjoy myself.
I saw Rihanna in 2013 on the Diamonds World Tour,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really fun. She was like my one of my favorite artists at the time, and and so I was in like the nosebleeds. I had like the best time.
I love a good when even when you're in the nosebleeds, it's a good concert.
Yeah.
I remember when Thundercat, like before Thundercat got big, he would be at the like, I call it the like hall. It's an open floor, concrete. You gotta like wiggle your way to the front.
Hmm.
I've seen him live like 4 times, and I've definitely. And he used to always come either in a 3 day range of my birthday every year. So I would always wiggle my way to the front with my little birthday hat to the point where he
Yeah.
would find me. And I remember one time I had red hair and he goes, Happy birthday. I was like, You remember? My friend was just like, She'll be
Yes.
crying about this at work. And I was like, And will. I've seen Little Wayne way more times than I would like to admit, which is why I loved when the Super Bowl conversation started. Like, he couldn't do it. I was like, You've never been to a concert. Don't let those bad. I was like, people don't post the good concerts because you're busy screaming. Like,
Right.
he decent. I think that's it. I can't. When it comes to concerts, I just there's certain shows that like they were so good that I feel like I had one of those like Michael Jackson faint moments. Like I seen Chappelle live. Well, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, make sure I said that right. Dave Chappelle live, and I just remember being like, it was right before we knew he had a Netflix special coming out, and so he was
Hmm.
just practicing all his stuff because he took our phones,
Wow.
and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen, and I don't remember a single joke from it. I know I had a good time. I know
Right.
that I somehow got home. And that was just, hello?
You good?
There's children that play soccer on the second floor. But that was a big thump, like somebody fell hard. That's why I was like, I thought somebody was about to come through my ceiling. Oh my
Right.
God. Well, good thing I know my little noise gates and stuff are working if you ain't hear it. Oh, and Nubia's going, all right. All right. Well, there's my protection. But yeah, that's well, I've seen a lot of Houston celebrities because they'll just pop up at a concert.
Hmm.
Oh, and no, I see Megan. I'd see Megan again. I'd always see Megan again.
I know. I want to see Megan again. Watched her set at
You were on
Coachella.
the set. Oh, I'm
Uh,
I'm holding it. I'm waiting.
it
That's
was
gonna
so
be.
good.
I'm gonna watch it either when I'm sad at work or I've seen pieces. I didn't even know Gaga had performed yet because that had never crossed my timeline. I
Yeah.
would see Lady Gaga live. I used to be a really big House of Monsters little monster. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the child in me would be screaming the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen her yet.
I seen Travis Scott live.
I
That was an experience.
I did too. I saw him at Lollapalooza in Chicago.
Ooh,
Um,
what era
which
is that?
Lollapalooza? What year? I think that was
Astro Astroworld,
2019. No, 2018. 18.
right before Astroworld. Antidote.
And yeah, and so um,
I went
that
to
was
the
my
first
first time at
Astroworld
Lala.
Fest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not the bad one. I went to the good one.
Yeah.
It was a time. I had that. That's one of the times I saw Wayne. Who do we see? Virgil was there.
hmm
He did a DJ set, which me and my friend was very confused. We're like, what the hell is Virgil gonna do? And then we just saw him DJ, and we're like, okay. Um, oh, I technically met Jeezy. He smells delicious. That man
Nice.
smells. I don't know what cologne that man wears, but I hope he bottles it up and sells it. I think he does. It smells really good. And I technically fist bumped Erica Badu from her car
Nice.
while a homeless person was talking to her. It was a good time. That's how that's as cool as I get with concerts. I was like, I went to a bunch. I was like, I grew up in a church, so like at one point, Christian concerts, they love pulling out a Christian artist and just
Yeah.
uh, you get to like people. Oh, I would love to see they're all right in concert. And people, like, how do you know? I
Yeah.
went against my will. They told us it was one thing. Next thing you know, you're at church camp.
I saw Khalid in concert a few times, but in this particular one that I saw him, I actually met him before the show, and first of all, he was so friendly. Like, you know how some, in meet and greets, like, you kind of go in there, it'd be kind of awkward. Like, they kind of
Yeah.
stand there, but like, he like started the conversation, like, kept it going, asked me questions. I asked him questions. We talked about like Ariana Grande. We talked about Demi Lovato at one point. Like, he just like held the conversation. I was like the last one in the line too, and so
Oh, that you had
um
extra time.
yeah, so but then he asked me like if there is there any songs that I'm um excited to hear perform, and I was like, oh, I asked him, I was like, oh, are you performing Heaven? And he like paused and he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool, that one. And then like during the show, he was like, I wasn't gonna perform the song, but someone in Meet and Greet asked me to perform the song, so I'm gonna perform the song. And I was like, that was me. Like,
I love
and
a meet
so
and greet
that
before
was
the
that was
show.
really exciting.
That used to be my favorite like thing to do for concerts is the meet and greet.
hmm
If I had $1 for every meet and greet I've done with like the 85 South Show guys, like Carlos, Chico, and DC, it's sad. It's they're the sweetest. Like you would think, like, oh, they do this all the time. They're sweet. Like one time, I think I had my hair was messed up. DC's like
hmm
fixing my hair for the photo, and Chico's just like, hold on, sweetheart, hold on. Before we take the picture, wait, and then he's just fixing. It. I'm like, thank you, because I would have been mad if I looked a mess and nobody said nothing. Like I was in the line the whole time. I had like I had straightened my hair, but it was in New Orleans, so it was hot, humid, wet, stank, sweaty.
hmm
And it was one of those shows where like before the show they don't let you sit in your seat, even though your seat's right there, so you have to sit like around them because it was
Right.
their House of Blues. It was, yeah. My hair had poofed. A piece that had like alfalfa. It was, yeah, but they fixed it. It was really sweet.
I love that.
I was so like I just kept thinking, I was like, I was in a line, not one person said anything. Oh, you said this earlier. Were you not a gamer before the pandemic?
Not really. I played Overwatch kind of regularly around 2016. Played it for maybe a year, but then died off of it. But really, kind of before that, and in that little time period in between that and when I started playing Apex, not really. Like I literally just played The Sims like my whole life from like 2008, 7 maybe 2007 to 2008, and really just played that.
Have you
And
played all of them?
I
Like one through
yeah,
four?
now I have. I didn't play 1 when I was, younger. I started with 2.
I started with one
Um,
and then went to four and then somehow got to three. Never played a sim in my
my
life.
my favorite is probably a lot of the Sims community. I feel like gets upset when I say this. Not when but when people say this.
Mm.
But like my favorite is probably Sims 3.
Me too.
Like like the gameplay is just so good. Like
I love
and
it.
just especially now that I can play it on a newer PC.
Mm.
Um it really doesn't like lag that bad. It lagged like back in the day, but like
That
it
was
wasn't
part of the
like
charm.
right like
That's part
like
of
it
why you
just
play it. What you mean?
yeah like
While it's
and
lagging,
so
you
I
go
like
get you a sandwich or something. The fuck?
right like the gameplay was just too good, and I'm like a gameplay player. I know a lot of people are builders or they create Sims a lot, which
Hmm.
I do a little bit of that, but I definitely play Sims mainly for the gameplay because it's a life sim. Like I'm gonna play a life simulator. I'm gonna play
I'm gonna play the
life
game.
like
Yeah.
and it's like I enjoy parts of Sims 4,
I used to be
but
obsessed with it, but I think ever since I had it on CD, and that's how
mhm,
I started. And so when I actually connected to the internet play of it, like, you know what I mean, like the actual EA Origins crap where you open it through them with all your packs, it
mhm,
overwhelmed me how different the game was when it's like it was too much. Like now when I play it, I'm like I'm overwhelmed. Just it, this is too much. Like you're asking me too many sentient questions. I just
right.
wanted to go the flower path. I just wanted to be a herbologist. I wanted to get me what's the fucking the cowbell plant. I'm just trying to get to the cowbell plant.
Yes.
Like, why are you asking me all these questions? Why are we getting so intricate? Why can't I just do my crazy wacky walk? Why are you asking me if I want to pee standing up? Like, just let me play the game, please.
Right.
But like
And
Sims
like
3 made me love. I think it was the first game that was close to like I used to play Second Life,
mhm.
and I loved the patterns thing where you could like upload patterns or make your own
Yeah.
detailed ones.
Yes.
I spend so much time in the textures, that's what they call it. I spend so much time in the textures area that I think we did a stream and it was 2 hours of me just creating the character and putting clothes together. By the
Mhm.
time we got to the house, I was just like, I'm good. Y'all good? We're gonna raid out. I'm happy.
Right. Yeah, God, there was a sim stream I did and it was part of a like a sim stream event, like a raid train type
Hmm.
thing. Um
That'd be fun.
and it was to showcase one of the new packs at the time. I think it was the Get Together pack for Sims 4.
Hmm.
And I think a reason why I get kind of like nervous to play Sims on stream is like, sometimes like I don't like I'm like very casual when I play Sims.
Hmm.
I'm make a Sim, let them have their 9 to 5. They die, and we just
We grieve
go
and go
down
on.
the family tree like, and so
I
I feel like
understand.
I'm not like that. But then you come across like some of these Sims players, and they have like all these mods and like they have like these challenges they do on stream and like all this and that. But like that is not me. Like I'm very like I like my stuff realistic. Like
Hmm. People
I don't
die. We
really
keep
use
moving.
like right, like I don't do like the special like occult type gameplay that often. I don't,
I understand.
use like the mermaids and the spirits that often. Um, so I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like nervous that I'm not gonna know what to do when I do, stream it. Um, but for that one, we literally were in um Raid Ascent for like 9 hours. And we like but that was like why it was so also nice at the same time because um obviously I'm creating a sim, but outside of that we're just chatting. And I think those moments where like we really get into just chatting and just talking, I think those are really exciting moments for me as a streamer because sometimes I get nervous to do like just chatting and stuff because honestly
It's overwhelming.
I'm like what if I like run out of stuff to say.
So, how about Airplane food. Yeah.
um, but yeah, like Sims really was like my life for years, but Sims 4, it's a little bit of a letdown compared to some of the past games. And I love Sims. I do. And I think I am so passionate about the things that, are let down because, again, it is a product that I am passionate about. And I just don't like the way that they're treating that game. Because it
Mm.
just feels like every time they release like a new pack, it's like, there'll be something good, but then it always just feels like there's something
We could have done better.
missing.
Yeah.
Like it just feels a little slightly lackluster every time. So
That's how I felt with apartment living. I thought I was gonna be just so excited and happy, and I'm just like, okay, now
right,
now living in a house, and okay, the people can't. I'm like, it's too many stipulations and like to me, I felt like the characters got more stuck once they did apartment living.
right.
It, I feel like I also feel weird when I don't know if everybody else feels this way. I feel weird when I do sim streams because some people come in thinking I'm gonna be doing like a challenge, like the 100 baby challenge or the Black Widow. I don't even know what half those holes are. Like most times I'll see people doing like, oh, building an underground sweatshop and stuff, and I'm like, I don't have I don't have the time, gall, or audacity to do these things. It wouldn't be fun for me, but I know that a lot of people that come with the Sims community have those, not say expectations, but they're just kind of like, well, what are you going to do to make this interesting? And I'm just like, well, this is a lovely family of two. These two women, based off of my favorite TV show, they have a daughter. One's purple, one's green. Their daughter is gray. Um, they live a happy life in the desert. They're the only lesbian couple around. Um, they're best friends with the crime boss. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or like people
Right.
immediately assume you're gonna use like Wicked Whims or something, and I'm just like, which I did have at one time and didn't realize. I forgot. And that was a very interesting stream of somebody having relations in the bathroom, and then the cops coming and beating them up. That was a good. Actually, that actually was a fun stream though, because it just I couldn't be one of those people who use what's that crap called? What is it called? Not Critical Role. The thing it's on one of these stupid things. It like allows it crowd control where the chat can control
Mhm.
it. Cause there's too many simmers in my community, and I just know that it would go rambunctiously left if I ever
Right.
allowed that to happen. But Sims used to be like when I was going through like the hardest part of my grieving. All I had was like YouTube and that game and a Kindle.
Right.
So like I think now when I play The Sims, it's not the same because I kind of abused it as a crutch at one point. But even now,
Mhm.
I'm just like nothing's better than Sims. Like I literally have The Sims one over by my fireplace where I'm just like, one day we're gonna pop it open and play just the OG. Cause Sims 4 doesn't do it. Like I try, I give it so many tries, and it breaks, and it doesn't make sense how I can play Enshrouded, which is really hard on my PC. But I open The Sims and I'm stuck in the loading screen for like 40 minutes.
Right. And that's like why they got like that's why they added back loading screens after Sims 3 was, so it would run better. But like,
Like if I have to wait 40 minutes to play the game, that means I have to be in the mood before I even like I might want to play The Sims. Let me just open it. That's too much.
right. And like, I don't know. I also like I've gone to a point in Sims where I have so many packs, um, where like when I get a new one, I like won't know, like you can't even tell what's new and what's not because I just have so many packs. So it's just like
Yeah. I have like the weird ones. Like I have more stuff packs than I have like big game changers. But I know I have city living. I have something. I know I have laundry stuff, cottage core, and
Mhm.
something like that. So every once in a while, Like somebody will watch my gameplay and be like, "What the hell is that?" It's like my laundry machine. Like the fuck.
Right.
What? It's like I gotta clean my lint trap or my house couldn't catch on fire. And people were looking at me like as if to say like that's what you chose to get. And it's like yeah, we live a
Right.
very. I think I had a 8 bedroom house at one point, and I just remember that being like somebody's biggest thing was like, you got laundry? Yeah. I was like, I want pets, but like for right now, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of the people who I'm not a big fan of the laundry aspect of laundry day. I got that back. But I think it's just the fact that, you know,
It's part of life. I needed it.
like it's just I think what it is the fact that they take off their like, there's like a pile of clothes
Mm-hmm.
every single time they change clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Oh no, that's when I don't know what that playthrough was, but I just remember being like, this family deserves a maid. And then I remember the maid at one point she was just there to pick up the clothes because I was tired. Or I gave like I don't know. I feel like there was a maid, and then the maid started hanging out in the house or something. Like she just started becoming a family friend, so she was just there, not working, and I was like, we ain't doing that. So then I started a whole like storyline of okay, the kids have chores. This kid is dedicated to picking up clothes, so I made him like a clean freak and something else.
Hmm.
And I was like, this is I can't. I mean, you can technically uncheck off packs now, but I remember when you couldn't. Like, you just had to have them if you had them.
Hmm.
It was a time. All right. Yeah. All right. Are you ready? This is my favorite part of the show. This is where I give you
I
your
am.
flowers. Are you ready?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try not to get all teary eyed and shit because now the music is getting sad. Why does this music change every time I fucking sit up in the seat? This is what. This is an album. This nice. Okay. Can I go to the next song? There we go. That's always crack up. I'm very weird, so anytime I record myself, I'm just like, all right, try to be less weird than usual. You're being recorded.
Hmm.
All right, Kim, I just want you to know, try not to be too deep. So I always tell people like December's a rough month for me. Really, December through February is, and I am immensely and fortuitously deeply indebted to you for a million of the ways that you show up because there's a lot of times where I'm a tough cookie and I exude I've been told this. I exude a lot of like I don't need people, but I do. And you're one of the people that I never had to reach far for during my break of being like I need your like not say attention, I just needed to be in your company.
Yeah.
You sat with me in silence. You sat with me in bad lobbies. We've played games. You played games with me when I'm playing poorly, when I'm playing my best, and you're always cheering me on. You're cheering me up. You're cheering me on, and it means a lot to me. I know that I say this to you a lot, but it's genuinely genuine that I enjoy it sounds really corny to be like, I enjoy your life. I just enjoy that you exist on this planet. The world needs 1,000 of you for every bad person. You are a pillar in a lot of your friends' lives. Like, I like to talk people up and make sure I give them their flowers while they're on this planet, but you do it effortlessly, even in conversations that have the people aren't there, and I see you speak people up so highly. Like, there'll be
Hmm.
times where you'll be streaming and then you'll just the other day on your stream you were talking about Kage and you were talking so highly of him that I damn near wanted to wake him up and be like, listen to Kim talk about you. But it does make a difference and it matters. Like you're a very you're a very introspective person. And that's very rare in the Twitch streets. You're somebody who you care about others being seen just as much as you are.
Hmm.
You don't put people down or you don't have to muddy somebody else to make yourself shine because you know that you're a fucking star by yourself. So that means a lot. That even with your shining light, you like to sit with people even in they're in dark places. You're an amazing friend. Even even if I say it a million times, I can't say it enough. You are an amazing person and an amazing friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Pookie. I appreciate the fact that you you have a tendency, sometimes I don't even think you know, you sometimes will message me or send a gif of no matter what fucking animal it is. You sometimes just peek your head at parts of the day where I'm really having a moment and you just kind of break through it. And it means a lot.
Of
You push me
course.
to do fucking shit like Apex tournaments, knowing damn well I hate Apex. Or we'll play Overwatch and I can be like, hey, I just am playing until I get these gold fucking items. And you're like, okay. When I had, well, now the second biggest raid, because somebody came and beat that fucking number. But when I had the big raid, you sat with me, even though it was like fucking 3 in the morning. I'm pretty sure we were both tired. We had got to the point where we were watching Scamfish while playing Overwatch, knowing my ass is tired. My eyes are probably
Yes.
crossing on stream. We were fucking thugging it out, and I appreciate you because it takes a lot to sometimes it takes a lot, and you do it. Even on times where you're having your moments of just like, hey, can I borrow you for a second and we have our little one-on-ones. I appreciate that you're vulnerable with me. I appreciate that sometimes I feel like I watch a lot of this lady named Ayanla. Her She had a whole show
Hmm.
called Fix My Life and shit. I love it. It's like a therapist lady. She life coach, whatever. And sometimes I try to make sure I say these right. Sometimes I look back at the me like prior COVID and I think how much not only did I grow and change, but just like me then would not have been able to have a friend like you because I would have pushed you away. And I'm really happy that I clung for dear life and was like, it's my candy cakes. Oh, I have a lighter in my hand. I'm like, what is in my hand? Lighter. But no, I want you to get those flowers while you're still on this earth, still breathing, still living, still able to hear them.
Thank you. I
You're welcome,
appreciate
Pookie.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, but yeah. So if you want to keep talking, we can. We can talk about music. We can talk about. I can give you my top 4 Beyonce songs. It might shock you. Or we can end. It's up to you. Up to you.
I
Or
mean, you know me. Like, you can't just say all that and then not expect me to
you
respond.
can't respond. That's why I'm cutting you off. Welcome to
But
my show where
I do appreciate you though. I appreciate you.
I was
You
like,
mean a
don't make
lot
me
to
switch
me.
this wig out. I've been ready. No, I'm kidding. There's nothing under here but a fucking do rag. Actually, but
um,
I'm listening. Look, go ahead. Let me get my water.
no, I appreciate you though. You mean a lot to me, and you already know. I do. You're so good. You're so fucking good. You can
Go
miss
and stream
all
that
your
song, y'all,
shots.
on all
You
music
can miss
platforms.
all your shots in the game, and I
Child,
will still be having the best time with you.
God,
And
I've gotten better.
I
I've
know, I
gotten a
think
lot better.
just the time spent with you means a lot to me.
Is this part
And
of the show? Oh,
I'm not gonna keep going, but I did want to let you know that I do appreciate your time. And yeah.
I appreciate the appreciation. I'm learning to accept it. It sucks. I'd be like about a person and then they turn it around with a mirror. I'm like, get out of here with all that shit. Get out of This is a
I
one
think
way love affair.
no, yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I think you hear a lot of people, you hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, I've done like, like too much for this person and blah blah blah. And honestly, I try not to get too in my head about that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
because
I'm listening. I'm
I
trying to
look
fight
at
from
it
you.
now and like I look back at those points, of like in life, where I, told someone I appreciate them and, they may not be in my life anymore in some way or whatever. And, I don't even want to say like I was doing too much necessarily. Like I think I was at the
You
time
were
just
giving what you
doing
had.
what, yeah, what was what I felt. And so I also just don't want to give them that power. So I don't like, I care about my people, and I think that is just who I am. And just like you said earlier, at the very beginning,
I do be talking.
you said I'm one of the people who, you know, just, I'm the embodiment of, if you want to, you will. And honestly,
It's
it's
a good way to
true. I
describe
want
it.
to, so I will. Like, I want to include my people. I want to be around, even in those moments where I'm, not as talkative.
Mhm.
There's times where I'm in discords and I will not say one word the whole night, but just know that time is
You're
just
gonna
as
hit them reactions.
appreciated.
You will hit them reactions though.
That time is just as appreciated, um, and yeah, like,
I feel it.
and so, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just who. It's what I make time for. And I think it just comes in just the nature of who I am.
I feel like that's. I think the reason, one of the biggest reasons I had to make this show is growing up, my grandpa was one of those people who like he loved hard, but because of the like cards he was dealt, he said it, but he also was an alcoholic, so it was kind of like, what you want? Like,
Yeah,
what is this a distraction for? Where's the gin? Like, what's happening? So there would
right.
be times where like he's sober and he would show it through his actions. Like his love language was definitely like acts of service and time. And so it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
words of affirmation at all. It was very much the opposite. But like growing up, I just realized like sometimes even if my love language is this or that's just how I show it, I need to make sure that I say it because when
Mm-hmm.
people are gone, they don't hear it. Like of course they can hear it in the clouds and shit, but like it's different. And I know that sometimes it's kind of like with the show. There's certain people who I've done the show for and that we're not in each other's life, but I do know that at that point you fucking knew I fucking loved you. Like I still do. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But you know that in that time period, together,
right.
ain't no switching up. And there's people
Yeah,
who like
and
even like if I don't see you going anywhere. You can if you wanted to, because Kage loves you. So you gotta you we were already prepared for you at the wedding. You have a microphone. Like we're gonna have you mic chested before you even go out. Don't worry. You're gonna have a little spotlight. Preferably wear sparkles. Let me bedazzled if you can. A denim jacket. Oh, a denim wedding. Never mind. That'd be hot. But yeah, I that's all I had to say. That's all I got.
yeah, and like I think I'm not someone who I need, the exact same thing that I give.
I would be
I
scared.
don't necessarily need like, it's just because I give someone a gift that's, maybe it costs like a lot of money or whatever. I don't necessarily need something back at that same like
Hmm.
price point or like that same thing. I just I want people to do whatever feels authentic for them, and so like I don't want there to be any pressure of like on other people, just because this is how I, show how I care about people.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily need that exact, thing on paper like
Yeah.
back. Um but I think it just again just comes into play of like being aware of the way that I, pour into people's cups. And I think that's over time how I've kind of alleviated that stress, because there are times, where I get in my head about things, about, am I doing enough?
Yeah.
Am I receiving, something that
Validation, yes.
feels, yeah, am I receiving what I'm, giving? Um, and so I think just one of the best things that I've done is just allow myself to feel what I
Hmm.
need to feel. And I get excited, hanging out with my people. I get excited to see my people. And that is just, that's who I am. And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah.
Eh, eh. I love how I keep looking at Nubia because she. Why is your eyes open while you're sleeping? Close your eyes.
My dog does the same thing.
It's so creepy because I'm like, I know she. I see her sleep, and then I just look, and then I'll look at her, and then her eye kind of looks like, "What you doing over there?" Mm-mm. You have a whole palette behind me. You don't have to look at me, weirdo. Hi. Just it's the weird eye contact I'm feeling from this side of the floor that I'm just like, don't look at her.
um, yeah, what are your four favorite Beyonce songs? Since you mentioned it, I'll bring it up.
Rocket,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because well, okay. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a couple songs share spots because it was for different eras of me.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket has to share the same spot as Dance for You because really and truly, because when I was young and I don't know if I've ever told the story on stream. Okay, so at one point in my life, I the unhealed me was chasing the validation of being like a married woman. So
Mm-hmm.
at one point we used to have a joke of like I had a lot of engagement rings. Obviously I didn't get married, but like I had a couple. I literally was Thanos at one point. But I remember at one point I was in my mind what a wife is and the sensuality and stuff. So like I learned Dance for You choreography, and with my little bit of singing that I can do, I was like, I'm gonna perform this and this and this. So it's always funny to me that like every once in a while it plays and I'll sing it and I'll be like, why do I know the choreography? And I'm like, oh yeah, Baby Mel. Baby Mel thought that was gonna be her little moment. Um, oh, what's the one from the first album? Oh, that's Destiny's Child. Nope, that doesn't count. And that's not even her singing that one. Sadly, Two Hands kind of came on. It made it to the list, which I'm kind of mad about. Two Hands would be Sarah. No, Two Hands can go by itself. Not Virgo. What the fuck is it? Opens fucking discography because I'm singing in my head, but I'm like Beyonce discography, and it used to be Green Light, but then I went back and listened to it and I didn't like it. Sorry, Demo is number one because I
Okay.
don't know who told her not to do that version, but you can come find me because you're a jackass. The original version was perfect. Ah, number two would be Resentment.
Nice.
Resentment because was way too young. Dreamgirls, I don't know when this came out 2006. I wasn't heartbroken in sixth grade, but Resentment live. I forgot what I forgot what the live. I am Sasha Fierce. That was one. I was like, which one was live? That version and seeing her cry on stage, I was like, oh yeah, whatever she said that man did, he did, and we gonna hurt him on Tuesday at 7. But yeah,
Right.
those are my top. I hate that Two Hands got
Nice.
on there though. I'm really upset about that.
As it should.
It's really good, like especially when I actually listen to the lyrics. I was like, oh, she ate. I'm trying to think if I want to
Yeah.
change it. Oh, shit! I knew there was a reason why I was putting some with two hands. Okay, I will put some with two hands. No Angel.
Hmm.
Yeah. That now I'm done. That's it.
Nice. I like that list. I actually don't listen to No Angel too often.
It used to be fun
Probably
to
on
me.
my least, probably on my definitely on the
I
least
think
listened to
it's
list.
because it's I kind of lied. I just realized that Bow Down used to be on there, and then I just overheard it too much. Bow Down and No Angel is the most. There's a lot of Houston rap ones, but that's a Houston rap song, and that's probably why it's on your low listed. But like the way that like the old school Houston rappers used to do it is exactly how like if a man did No Angel, it would have still worked. And I don't know what like Beyonce Chopped and Screwed is the most delicious sounding alto baritone because her voice she already
Mm-hmm.
melts her voice together really well with her harmonies. But in Chopped and Screwed, at one point, like if somebody would ask me my favorite artist, I'd have been like Beyonce Chopped and Screwed. Not Beyonce herself, but like it's it's a perfect sounding like timber almost.
Mm-hmm.
But No Angel just works because it's even the video is it, what she's doing in the video is what you would do in Houston while listening to it. It's just swinging in your car, with your head out the window. It's a good time, good time. But yeah, it's No Angel hits different just because it's like sometimes I am the problem, but that's why you fuck with me because I'm the problem. Like there's certain times where I'll think about like I've come to terms with I'm chaotic good. Like if I'm
Mm-hmm.
DMing somebody, it could either be severely crazy of like, hey, you don't know me, but I have these questions for you, and I would like you to decide the Kuna board at the end. There's so many times where I've made big impressions on like bigger streamers simply by DM sliding, and I'm not asking you to play a game with you. I'm not asking you to be on my show. I'm just asking for hints and tips and shit. Or you don't know me, but I'm Daryl from Target's best friend, and he fucks with you heavy. You fuck with him. I seen you in his chat. Sign this kudo board, or else don't make me send a voice memo because it's gonna get chaotic in this bitch. Like I don't know. That's my take. What's yours? I feel like you would need like 10. Or what's your
The
favorite
full
album?
probably Renaissance. I think just the way Renaissance, like I don't think I've ever had an album just have the effect on me that that album has had. You know, it's like I will go to listen to one song and
You hear
I
the
just
whole
can't
album.
listen to one song. I will go listen to the whole album, and just the confidence that that album just has helped me feel and connect to, and
I love how
has
Lightning said
just
say
been
lemonade.
um Lemonade is definitely up there, like,
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
but
Say Beyonce's Beyonce album.
let's say album probably Renaissance, then Lemonade, and then Cowboy
I
Carter,
love how I'm scrolling right now. Like,
and then probably self-titled. It's hard.
I'm sorry,
Let
Beyonce
me
Platinum
see.
Edition, cause I need that
Right.
mix on there.
No, because yeah, my ring off is on the I think the platinum edition.
Hmm.
And I need her. That's like my favorite song. One of my favorite songs. Yeah, my top four Beyonce. Cause I songs. I get. Mm, All Up in Your Mind is inevitably one.
What?
There's like,
No,
man, that song changed my life. Like, um, All Up in Your Mind is one.
I could believe that.
Sandcastles might be two.
Hmm.
Sandcastles is so good. See, I told you I like the ballads. Like from like any artist. I love that
I don't
song.
know why Sandcastles always makes me feel funerally. Like it feels like something that somebody would like get pulled out at their funeral to, and not in a bad way. It's just it's so solemn.
I mean, she's acknowledging that, she built something with someone,
Somebody,
and
no names.
you know it and it it washed away. What they built washed away. It's a sad song.
I love that.
um
You know what?
All up in your
I
mind.
miss you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only because it's a Frank song, and I heard Frank Ocean's version first. And then when I first heard it, it threw me off because like, what the fuck is Beyonce singing a Frank Ocean song? And I'm like, oh, he wrote it for Beyonce. This was I heard the demo, but I
Mm-hmm.
was like, his demo was so good. I thought it was a real song. I was so mad. I was like,
Right.
Beyonce's a music stealer, and then I was like, oh, you're a writer. Sorry, sorry, Frankie.
All up in your mind.
I love how I'm like going through the CDs looking.
Maybe sandcastles.
Bounce on the shit, dang. I love how I didn't say Sweet Honey.
Ring off.
Ring Off's not bad.
And maybe pure honey off of Renaissance.
Goes back. I'm the way I'm skipping through these albums on Google.
Yeah, I would say at least as of right now, I would say that's what I've been listening to a lot. All up in your mind, sandcastles, ring off, and pure honey.
I'm slowly listening to Renaissance more. I'm kind of stuck on Church Girl.
It's such a good song.
It is.
I've been up, I've been down.
It's a good song. I was like, especially for the church girls. It was very confusing when I saw the video. I was like, oh, okay. She was thinking, she was thinking something else when she wrote this. I understand. I feel like, let's see. I always wanted like I'm gonna bring you into this conversation. I had this with Tuxedo Mask off the other day in the car.
Hmm.
One of my favorite things about Beyonce going country or doing a country album is that there's so many black artists, like especially the female R&B singers who want to do country or wanted to do country and was told they
Hmm.
couldn't. Like Jill Scott, she wanted to do a country album, her label wouldn't let her, which I think would be fucking fire. K Michelle did country. There's Tanner, which I never remember her last name. The
Adele?
is it? Yeah, okay. I was like, I was about to put it, but I was like, is it Adele or Adele? Tanner,
I think
Adele. And
I think
there's
it's
like,
Adele.
who else? There was one more person who wanted to go country, but their label wouldn't let them. But I think it's so unique how like black women can't do country music, but like when certain celebrities come from like the pop charts, like Post Malone wants to do
Hmm.
country, but they're like, yeah, do rap, do R&B. This is gonna get you. This is gonna get you in the door, and then you can do it, and then they can just convert so effortlessly.
Right.
Because the way that Beyonce got hate during the Country Music Awards hurt my feelings, which was like, I'm never gonna be like a person in the comments going hard, but like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Like, as a fan, how does that feel for you though? Like,
Um.
that's because you love Camusance and you love Cowboy Carter. Well, I said Camusance.
Mhm.
You love Renaissance and you love Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously like a lot of debate, when it won album of the year, and I mean, I think that the album is deserving, of that title. I mean, it was phenomenal. The story it tells, the doors that it opened, and just, the I think the foundation that the album has been, for so many other artists. You know, that she showcased throughout the album, whether that be, through the vocals, a bunch of other black women, and even
Yeah.
in the production, um, she had like just a bunch of, people who probably would have been overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think just for that reason alone, I think it's so deserving, of that title, album of the year. And again, just that Cowboy Carter in particular, and Renaissance, really the whole era, um, the Renaissance era, because it's all connected. There's, third album coming at some point. I think just that whole
She does rock.
project. Yeah, me too.
I really
Um,
hope she does a rock album.
that whole project is just, about
kind of
Or
just,
Broadway.
oh my god, imagine.
Sorry.
I think just I think just that the whole Renaissance project is just about reclamation, and kind of reclaiming. And I think with Beyonce being at the level that she's at, like that really does have an effect on just, you know, culture. And I think as a fan, a lot of people, will hear, me hype her up and, it's like, oh, it's just because you're a fan. I'm like, not really. Like, it's like we preach, people preach about, doing what you want to do and blah, blah, blah. But the second that Beyonce does it, it's an issue.
It's
And there's so
different. She's
many
Beyonce.
like there's, think pieces about it. And she's just trying hard. But then you look back and we wouldn't even have Cowboy Carter if it wasn't for that CMA incident. Um, like we probably really wouldn't like, and
I always say Beyonce is similar to me, but well, I'm similar to Beyonce. I think this is the Virgo in me. Doing things out of spite just makes it taste better. It's a fucked
mhm.
up thing to do, but when you're really passionate about wanting to spite somebody, like spite somebody, not smite, spite somebody, it's
Right,
successful. I remember just being like, the streaming stuff was out of spite at first, and then I was like, once I started like, okay, I kind of like this. This is
right. And I think
it's fun.
people, I in part of the album in Cowboy Carter, there's an interlude that talks about the idea of genres and how when when you come across the idea of what genre is,
Mm-hmm.
it at times feels like in the song it says, at times you may feel confined, you know? In theory, they have a simple definition that's easy to understand, but in practice, some may feel confined. And I think at times with artists like Beyonce, where they are so used to, hearing, the sound or, whatever specific sound they're used to from her, it's kind of, I think, a way of, you know,
Putting her in a
really
box.
just, yeah, putting her in a box because that's what makes them comfortable. And I've always enjoyed the aspect of artists switching up genres if they feel like it. I think art is art, and that can be taken in so many different ways and connected with by so many different people in whatever way feels right for them. And like I'm not like I don't listen to country at all much myself, but like
But you listen to
Cowboy Carter, it is
that.
absolutely phenomenal. And a lot of times, like, when people listen to music, they're listening to like, one song here, one song there. But I am a big, big advocate and I'm someone who just appreciates bodies of work, albums. And with the story that Cowboy Carter tells throughout the whole album, it is just phenomenal. And you don't even have to like the album, but, and I think also that's where a lot of people at times you know, get kind of confused and get it mixed up where I think when people don't like something, they look at it in a very kind of individual manner, very selfish light where I don't like this, so it's not good.
Mm.
But in reality,
It could be good, and I just don't like it.
yeah, and I don't think everyone, can really separate the two. Like there's been movies, like I saw that one movie Gladiator 2 got such good reviews. It was a good movie, but to me it was such a snooze fest. Like it was so boring, but it was good. Like it was produced well, the effects were good, the actors were phenomenal, but I didn't like it.
It's like
um
the mods had reviewed a movie, and I can't remember the name of it now. It was Franken something. It was like a Lisa Frank Berry, something name like that. And it
mhm
was about what is Zach or Cody, one of the twins was acting. And I remember
mhm
looking at it and I'm like, this looks like a movie that I would enjoy. Like, I'm listening to the parts and I'm like, oh, this is probably really good. And they're just like, snooze fest, total this, da 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 da. And I'm like, I think I'm still gonna go watch it. I might enjoy it. Couldn't find it because I couldn't remember the name. Gotta go look on the page for it. But I just remember just being like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm still gonna give it the old college try.
right. And
But I,
like
I understand what you mean. It could still be good.
right.
I'm trying to think. There was a what was the song? It was one of those songs on the radio. There was one of those like Tennessee whiskey kind of songs, but it wasn't Tennessee
Mhm.
whiskey. It was somebody. It came out like last year, and everybody's just, oh, I love it. Oh, it's everything to me. Da, da, da. And I just been like, oh no, it's an amazing song. Not for me.
Right.
I'm not a bar hole in the wall spot kind of person. I'm not a drink until my pain don't hurt anymore person, but I can give it. This man is singing his ass off. Just wish I
Mhm.
could remember the name of that song. He went on tour with Maxwell. That's all I remember. I saw him opening and I was like, obviously you're talented. You probably
Mhm.
have a. It's like I didn't like Giveon at first,
Mhm.
but I think it was because I could tell that these songs weren't about him. Like he was singing somebody else's pain, and I was like, then I like listened. I'm like, okay. Then I remember watching an interview, and he's like, yeah, it was about my friend. Thought it was stupid that he was letting his heart get broken by somebody, and I'm like, I knew it. It ain't like you. I like the music. I don't like
Right.
you. Let's see.
Right.
What did? Ooh, you know what? While I'm looking at these album covers, what was your favorite Beyonce era of fashion?
Mm.
She's had the blunt haircut era. She's had the wet and wavy era. She had the black hair era, which was one of my personal favorites.
I
Pepsi
am a
commercial,
oh my god. Hmm.
gold member era. Beyonce acting. I feel like, hold on, let me see. Was this a fever dream? I feel like this was a fever dream. Did Beyonce have a red hair era? I feel like she did. She did. No, it wasn't crazy. That was when she just won that award. She had that wet and wavy red.
Favorite Beyonce era fashion wise. Mm.
And be prepared because we're going to Demi next.
Like looking through, see if I can see anything that catches my eye.
I knew it wasn't crazy. I knew there was a picture of Beyonce with red hair.
How many looks?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this wasn't supposed to be an easy question.
Um, I really enjoyed. I actually really enjoyed the kind of that time period after Lemonade, kind of leading up to the On the Run 2 tour.
Hmm.
Actually, even on the On the Run 2 tour, I really enjoyed the outfits that she wore. And she also has this one hairstyle that she wears a lot. It's like half up, half down, and it's curly, and
Oh,
she looks
that
really, really
I
good
see it.
with that hairstyle.
Her in that cape. I forgot about that cape.
But probably that whole, I just feel like in a lot of the like stuff that she wore just looked really, really like elegant around that time period.
I would say the red hair and then Beychella.
Hmm.
I loved the.
Love that outfit.
I absolutely just love the fact that it was not say simple, but it was like she dressed to be comfortable to give the best show she could compared to like Megan. Megan was dressed to give a show. Whereas when I saw
Right.
like Gaga, I was like, oh my god, you're gonna get heat exhaustion.
Right. And she did an outfit change like every four
Hmm.
songs.
Which which comes with Gaga, but it was just like I Jesus.
Right.
It's like you. She's. I was like, if it wasn't for the outfit changes, I definitely would have been like, she's gonna pass up there. Um, my second favorite, because you said on the run tour, them jacket, cape, whatever you want to call
Hmm.
them, big ass coats. I don't know why I was obsessed with them for a minute. I have like this giant cape that I inherited from a drag queen. Long story, but I inherited from somebody, and I it's like a red, white, and blue one, and everybody who's like around here knows that I love Wonder Woman. So they had it made for
Right.
me. It's so fucking heavy, but whenever I see Beyonce's like capes, I'm like, I could do that. Not in
Yeah, and
Houston. I'd take it up north or something, but
that was the first tour that I saw Beyonce on was the On the Run 2 tour. Man, the outfit that she came out on was like gorgeous, and I'll never forget
you never forget your first Beyonce outfit.
it.
Right. All right. And for Demi, what's your top look?
I'll have to look.
Mine's is Glee. That's all I got.
Yeah, God, Demi's been through so many different hair colors, different
Mm-hmm.
hairstyles.
Lengths, colors. What's it called? Bang to scalp ratio. Hiccup.
There, I want to say, let me see, I
Don't
think
worry.
around 2018,
Goes to Google.
Demi, um, 2017,
Ooh, I remember this era.
2017, 18. She would wear extensions a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and she would wear like
Wasn't
these
she on like Twix or
really,
something?
yeah, like 2012 and 13, or 2013, 13 and 14, 13 and 14, I think.
I remember the place where she bought
Um,
her bundles. Loved posting her on their page.
but yeah, around like 2018, she would wear like these extensions a lot, and it looked really, really good. Her hair was just like really full. Um, Also 2012, there was this hairstyle that she had, and at the time, I like loved it. She had like these. It was like not like a platinum blonde. It was pretty blonde though. She was on. Was she on X Factor at the time? I don't think she was. She was about to be though. Either way, she had her hair blonde at some time period then, and it looked really good.
Yeah, I was about to say during Glee she was blonde.
Yeah. Um, and then also around 2012, 2011, 2012, she had like this red hair.
What does
And
your red hair
again, where it
do?
was like really full, like long hair, and she looked really, really
Oh,
good.
it's pretty.
Um, And then there was this time period where Demi shaved like one side of her head, um, while it was pink. Her hair was pink at the time,
Ooh.
and that was a little bit of a shift. Because I like just saw her on tour, like she was still on tour when she did it. Um, and she like did it, and that was different. It was fun though. I think she had like she had this edge, this edge to her with it, and I think it fit her really well. At the time, and
That's how I'm feeling. Like I've been wanting to do an undercut
hmm
so bad, and I just keep thinking like, Houston Heat, Houston Heat. Like you, it looks cute like when you first get it done, but then you have to deal with like the heat of it all and sweating
right,
and like at work I wear a hat and I'm like, but it's worth it.
right, right.
Let's see. I'm literally looking at these pictures of her with her hair. Oh, that was a movie she was in. I was like, what? Okay, that's the name of the character. I was like, that looks like Demi Lovato. I feel like I'm at this place like in my age where I can put to rest some of the crazy like fashion ideas and stuff I want to do or wanted to do.
hmm
But when it comes to my hair, I'm like the last little lingering bits of my youth are what I want to do to my hair still, but I have a job where I can't go too crazy.
Right.
But like before I quit, I'm probably dyeing my hair like electric blue. It's probably gonna be Melly Jean blue with
hmm
an undercut, and if I'm lucky, enough extensions to make it really look like something Melly Jean would have, but with the undercut. Or
Nice.
or it's gonna be black with the what's it called? They call it the is it peekaboo? Where it's like rainbow or something on the inside.
hmm
Or the pan nah, not the pan flag. I might just put it to buy just so it can be purple. Cause pink, yellow, blue don't feel doesn't seem too cool in here. Or I just could do rainbow. But the way my hairstylist is probably watching this going, I'm not doing that. It's like you can do one color. Stop dyeing your hair like 5 colors at a time. Have you ever dyed your hair?
No.
Have you ever thought about it? That no is so aggressive. No.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't done really anything, too like grand with my hair. My hair's never really even been like short practically ever. Like it's always, been long in some, way. Not necessarily this long, but it's never, been like short. It's always, flown in some form, whether it's, only here or here or
I
here.
I feel it.
Always been long.
I think that's my one little rebellious thing I still got is like my hair is probably never gonna be at work. It's probably the most consistent you'll see my hair. Whereas like stream, you don't know who's coming to stream. But like in reality, I always crack up where it's like I'll show like sometimes I'll take a picture or a video on stream and then I'll show it to one of the ladies at work and she's always looking at me like, who is that? Me. She's like, no, that's not you. She's got on makeup and this. I was like, yeah, I don't do that for work. And she goes, she's so pretty. I know she is. She's pretty here too. Thank you. Oh, so is that your sister? Yeah. So right now there's a either I have a sister who's younger, which I don't know how I look younger on stream, but that's been my new like my new playing with the older ladies at work, showing them something from out of work. And then one
Right.
of the my manager and like the other supervisor, they've seen me off work, so they're like, no, that's her. We all told, so we're shocked. She came. We did like we tried to do like a manager like a hangout, just a bonding moment. And I came
hmm
to the pumpkin patch. They looked at me like, hey guys. And they squinted. I was like, do I need to call you from my phone so you know it's me? Like shit. It's like, do I look that bad at work? I literally started being like, maybe I should start dressing up at this point. It's kind of getting a little scary.
Right, like hold on.
Like, damn, what the fuck y'all trying to say I look like during the normal day? Then I think about it, I'm like, probably the only people who would know what I look like are you guys. People who see me in my home. I've come to stream in pajamas at this point. I feel like we're very intimately known.
Right.
My bonnet, puffs. I almost cut my like when I did my haircut. I almost did it on stream, and then someone said, "Nah, it's fine." It's like the day I shave my head, maybe we'll be live. Do it for the views. All right. And this is my last question because this is all I can think of to ask. If you had the chance to choose any game for me and you to play, other than ones we've already said we'll play, what do you got? What's our next adventure gaming wise?
Um,
And don't say It Takes Two because I've already played that twice.
I have to. New game for us to play. I would actually love to eventually get back into Ark again.
I just need to figure out what is Arc now.
Ark is whatever you want it to be.
But is it
I'm
cartoony
thinking.
now, or is that the new game? Like that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, wasn't
see,
the new game supposed to come out like last year or something, and then
didn't it
they
come
just
out
like
now?
never. No,
Oh,
it was like Ark. They announced Ark
so
2
when
and they're like coming out 2025, and then it just never came.
it did, wait, is that not this Astrios? Oh no, yeah, it came out today. Oh, it came out today. It came out in February. It's
Ark
called
2.
Astrios. You're an Olympic god looking person, and there's a giant flying chickens.
No, that's different. That's
Oh,
DLC. That's DLC for Ark.
oh, oh,
There's like an actual Ark 2 and it says planned release date to be announced.
oh. I don't have
Like
survival ascended. That's why this looks weird to me.
but they announced it like years ago and they're like releasing 2025 or something and then it just never came out.
Must say this
I
Arc
don't even think they
ascended.
announced anything.
This Arc ascended. I don't have. I have the look. Me looking at which arc I have. Oh, I have two apparently. Okay. Why do I have two? Okay. I have Arc Survival of the Fittest and Arc Survival Evolved. I think
I think
Survival
so.
Evolved is the one that's the cartoon. I don't know. I know I have 111 hours on it and
Okay,
zero on
111
Survival of the.
hours.
And you know what the worst part is? It's only on PC because I definitely had it on PlayStation.
I had mine on PlayStation. That's where
I
most of my progress is.
when the worst thing that could have happened was me becoming a PC player. Almost every game I
Right.
played on console did not transfer over for me. I was like, I haven't touched Warframe like that in a while. What else I play? Apex. I had another game. Arc. Something else. Oh, Destiny. My Destiny tremendously changed when I got on PC. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I see why people don't like being in PC lobbies now. Because Jesus Christ, this game just made it so it's so much easier now. I actually progressed through the story that like a part that I what the hell? I made the mistake again to the part where like the community interactions go.
Mm-hmm.
People are weird. People are so weird on games. But if you want to get onto art, let me know. I'll have to uninstall something. Cause art ain't never
Yeah.
been no small save.
Would love to.
128 gigabytes is crazy. I was like,
Did
cause
you say you had what's it called?
COD, yes.
No, but yes. I forgot what's it called. It's the one zombie game. Oh my god.
Dark
Oh my god.
Pictures.
No, the zombie game. Oh my god.
I have a bunch.
What is it called?
Left 4 Dead.
Dying Light 2. Dying
I
Light
do
2.
have Dying Light 2. I finished Dying Light 2.
You
I've
finished
wanted
Dying Light 2?
Surprisingly, we did it on stream. I surprisingly finished. Kage came clutch at the end because there's a jumping puzzle, and
Hmm.
to make me do a jumping puzzle to finish the game is poopy. I didn't want to use the word I wanted to use. But yeah, I finished it. Apparently, I am of a dying breed. I think everybody has it, and nobody finished it but me and Kage. If you want,
Yeah,
I will Sherpa you through it. I'm with you. I actually went
I
back when I
played
went
it
to
a
play Disney.
lot.
I loved it to a degree. I loved it more than I thought. I loved Dying Light 1 more until I went back and played it recently, and I'm like, oh
Hmm.
no. It was just you had PlayStation Plus and it just felt cool because it wasn't the traditional free games.
Right. No, yeah, I really like Dying Light too. I played it a lot with this one friend, but then we just kind of died off of it, but I really enjoyed it.
I
I
would go
really,
back and
really
play
liked
it.
it.
I think who else? Yeah, we tried to play with Daryl one time. He stole my flamethrower and never played again. But yeah, no, I would definitely play that. I would play Dying Light. Let's see, what's a I'm over here scrolling real fast of like games that are I would always be down to play Left 4 Dead. Marvel Rivals is just sitting there, shaking my head. Um,
Marvel Rivals installed.
hell no.
Okay, I was gonna say, you better not have that one installed, but not cause.
No, it's I have COD. I even think I did it to be able to play Warzone. I don't remember though right now. We tried to bring back Warframe, that didn't work. I had World War Z downloaded at one point, but nobody was playing, and I gave up. It had me stuck in like the loading area, and I was like, you know what? No, thank you. Also, don't have Fortnite. I've learned I had to say that now, because everybody just hops back on Fortnite like they just been having it downloaded. Been having it. That's the right.
I like Fortnite, but there was like one season a couple seasons ago where my game like would crash exactly every 3 games, and so after that, it's just been really hard to get back on because I just like have no motivation to check if my game still crashes or not.
For me, it's always the first game. I don't load in until like 4 minutes after the drop part, like when you jump off. So I'm in the ocean, and if somebody hasn't killed me in the ocean yet, then I'm in the game. And
Hmm.
then every once in a while, if I'm playing with other people, it'll glitch me out, and so they'll go into the game, and I'm stuck in the lobby. So
Hmm.
then I was just like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I do like it, but I play it every now and then. Like I'll play like a match or two with people, but I don't play for like long periods of time when I do play.
I always feel bad because I'll see people streaming and I'm like, I want to join. Then I'm like, by the time I down, it's like when Q was calling, I like play COD. By the time it downloaded, y'all were done. I was like, I'll go take that nap now. I was like, I'm gonna go lay down and rest my nerves because somebody didn't have. Well, I don't even know. I felt like it took 2 hours, but it only probably took 2 hours because I found out I was downloading two things and didn't realize it.
Hmm.
Epic and Steam were going at a battle and didn't tell me.
My God, Epic's downloads are so slow.
For no reason. It makes no fucking sense. Even their small
Uh,
games are long. I'd
right.
be like, oh, it's this little. What was it? Do I have the Edith Finch game, or was I trying to get the Edith Finch game? I think I had it. Like I think they gave it for free, and I was like, oh, I'll play this. By the time it even started downloading, I was like, and we're not doing this.
Right.
I've uninstalled the Epic installer before I've waited for a whole game to load that's not Fortnite. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, "Damn, I kind of miss playing Grand Theft Auto," and then I'm like, "God, but you got to go through Epic."
Right. Yeah. I The only time that I played GTA on my PC was when I did GTA RP. But like my regular GTA is on my PlayStation.
I just enjoyed playing. Like I remember when I was playing it, it was kind of during the GTA RP era, and so many people were like, "Oh, are you?" No, just regular Grand Theft Auto play. This is somebody who never played the game. I just started. I have no clue the world of the role play. My little brother, well, my fake little brother tried to get me in on his. It was weird. I was like, I'm done. This isn't for me. I think at one point he was in jail in the game. I was like, this is so much. He was doing like fake calls from like jail. I was like, I am too square for this. I think I was driving around in the world and he was breaking rocks on the side of the road. I was like, no, no. So I just went back to my regular gameplay with Kage, and then Kage was spicing it up by he was robbing convenience stores. So like I used to try and laugh because I'm like, you notice that no one ever actually stops at the lights when you're playing it. And I was like, I'm gonna be a law abiding citizen. So when I would stop, he would literally rob the convenience store or whatever he can get into with a fake accent and then run off. And I was just like, you know what? This is
I
all the
love that.
excitement I need. This is for 5-star criminals because you wanted to rob the Quickie Mart. Yay.
No, I love GTA Online. That would just like I have like all these businesses and stuff that I own on there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just whenever I would play, I haven't played in so long. I do miss it a lot. Where I would just literally do deliveries for all my businesses and
I just wish I could play it on Steam. That's all I want.
is it not on Steam or do you
They
just not
have
have
it,
it on
but
Steam?
I don't have it on Steam. That's why I was like,
Yeah, I have it on Steam.
let me see.
I have two of
They
them on
had it
Steam.
on.
I have
They had it on sale at one point.
GTA 5 Legacy and then GTA 5 Enhanced.
The fact that you said enhanced as the person that just came up.
I don't know what the difference is.
Kage
Free
always says I have
upgrade.
really great luck for what's it called online. It was scary because people would like drop me cars and do random stuff, and he would be like, "Here, I'm getting killed by somebody with like a grenade launcher or something. You just got a boat." And I'm like, I was like, I think it's just because I look like a noob. Like I'm not flashy in any way. I'm just it's like
Right.
me in a button down shirt on a Tuesday, just walking with NPCs, randomly trying. This DLC. I was like, there's a new one. Okay, I'm gonna say I know the fifth. I was like, it didn't come out yet. Grand Theft Auto 6. I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody's computer's gonna crash that day. By the time we get that, would you play it though? That's the question. It's not even if you get Grand Theft Auto, will you play it?
Talking to me?
No, me. Me really over here making like life decisions of looking at it like I feel like no, but maybe it would definitely be one of those times where I'm probably playing it for the Steam achievements. I've gotten to that point where I'm like, I just want to be one in the top percentage. Like, I love getting one of those little gold ones. The
Hmm.
little only 3% of people did this. That's all I need. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody who didn't. I'm pretty sure there's not that many on. Oh, there is. You can be a priest in that game. Okay, I'm learning a lot. All right, Kim, I'm gonna go eat dinner. I love you.
Sounds good. Love you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
You're amazeballs.